Welcome, dear souls, to Conscious Frequency. Here we weave the threads of wonder, exploring the universe within and without, bathed in a gentle, luminous light. Today, we embark on a voyage across the timeless sea, where the softest light illuminates the deepest currents of existence. We'll drift through the whispers of consciousness, the echoes of cosmic dawn, and the quiet hum of the universe's grand design. This is a space for gentle contemplation, a sanctuary for the curious mind seeking solace and understanding in the vast, beautiful unknown. As you settle in, wherever you are, perhaps by a window or nestled in your favorite chair, feel the gentle rhythm of your breath. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Let us know in the comments below, what does soft light evoke for you? Is it dawn, dusk, or something more ethereal? If these explorations resonate with your spirit, consider joining our growing constellation of seekers. A simple click of the subscribe button ensures you won't miss future journeys into the profound. It's a way to anchor yourself to this space of mindful discovery. Our expedition will span 25 chapters, each a ripple on the water, leading us deeper into the mysteries of perception, time, and the very fabric of reality. Allow the gentle current of my voice to guide you. Breathe in, breathe out, and let the timeless sea embrace you. Chapter 1. The First Glimmer. Imagine, if you will, a world before names, before distinctions, a vast, undifferentiated ocean of pure potential. This is the timeless sea, not a body of water in the way we understand it, but a boundless expanse of the being. And upon this sea there is no sun, no moon, no stars as we know them, yet there is light. It's a light that doesn't pierce or illuminate from an external source, but emanates from within the very essence of this primordial soup. Think of the soft glow that sometimes appears just behind your eyelids when you press them gently, or the subtle luminescence of a pearl held close to the skin. This is the soft light we speak of, an inherent radiance, a gentle hum of awareness, before it has anything specific to be aware of. It's the quiet anticipation before the first thought, the first feeling, the first stir of what we might call existence. It's the universe dreaming itself into being, a silent symphony of nascent energy. This light, this soft, pervasive glow, is the very first brushstroke on the canvas of reality, a promise of all that is to come, a gentle nudge towards form and definition. It's the universe whispering, "Let there be," without even having the concept of there or be yet. A beautiful, tender beginning. Chapter 2. The Echo of Creation. This soft light, this initial emanation, carries within it this memory of all that will ever be. It's like the faint scent of rain on dry earth, hinting at the downpour to come, or the subtle vibration of a plucked string that will resonate long after the finger has moved away. The echo of creation isn't a loud bang, but a delicate reverberation, a subtle imprint left on the fabric of the timeless sea. It's the universe's first thought, a whisper of intention that begins to shape the formless. Imagine a single drop of ink falling into a vast, clear pool. At first, it's a tiny disturbance, a localized darkness. But then, it begins to spread, to unfurl, creating intricate patterns, delicate tendrils reaching outwards. This is the echo, the subtle expansion of that initial intention, the universe beginning to differentiate itself. It's not yet solid forms or distinct entities, but rather the ours suggestion of them, the faintest outline of what might be. This echo is what allows for the possibility of consciousness, for the emergence of observers. It's the universe's way of saying, "I am here, and I am becoming." It's the nascent stirrings of self-recognition, a primordial hum that will eventually blossom into the symphony of existence. Chapter 3. The First Ripples. And so, from that echo, that soft internal light, the first ripples begin to stir upon the timeless sea. These aren't waves of great power, but gentle undulations, like the breath of a sleeping giant. Each ripple is a nascent idea, a tentative exploration of what it means to be. Think of the way a stone dropped into still water creates expanding circles, each one a little further from the center, a little less intense, yet carrying the energy of the initial impact. These ripples are the universe's first attempts at self-expression. They are the subtle shifts in the luminous expanse, the beginnings of distinction. Where before there was only undifferentiated light, now there are subtle variations in its intensity, its hue, its texture. It's like the difference between a perfectly smooth surface and one that has just begun to wrinkle. These ripples are the very first movements of consciousness, the universe testing its own boundaries, exploring its own potential. They are the whispers that will eventually become the roar of galaxies, the delicate stirrings that will give rise to life itself. Each ripple is a question asked, a possibility explored, a gentle unfolding in the grand, silent theater of existence. Chapter 4. The Dance of Emergence. As these first ripples spread, they begin to interact, to brush against one another, creating a delicate, intricate dance. This is the dance of emergence, where the simple begins to give rise to the complex, not through force, but through interaction. Imagine two gentle currents meeting, not crashing, but merging, swirling, creating new patterns that neither could have formed alone. The soft light of the timeless sea becomes a canvas for this dance, illuminating the subtle interplay. Where ripples intersect, new forms begin to coalesce, not solid yet, but like mist gathering, like dreams taking shape. This is the universe discovering its own inherent creativity, its capacity to weave itself into being. It's the moment when the potential begins to manifest, when the suggestion of form becomes a tangible, albeit ethereal, presence. Think of the intricate patterns that form when soap bubbles touch and merge, or the way light refracts through a prism, revealing a spectrum of colors from a single beam. This dance is the universe's first improvisation, a spontaneous unfolding of complexity from simplicity. It's the birth of structure, not imposed from without, but arising from within. Chapter 5. The Whispers of Awareness. Within this dance of emergence, something profound begins to stir, the faintest whisper of awareness. It's not yet a knowing, not a recognition, but a subtle sensing. Imagine the way a plant might subtly turn towards a source of light, or how a cat seems to sense the slightest change in the atmosphere. This is the universe beginning to feel itself. The soft light over the timeless sea now seems to hold a certain quality, a nascent sensitivity. The interacting ripples, the coalescing forms, are no longer just movements, they are experiences. This is the universe's first glimmer of subjectivity. It's the dawning realization that there is an unside to this vast expanse, a point of reference from which to perceive. Think of the moment just before you fully wake up, when you're aware of your body, of the room, but not yet fully engaged with the world. This is that pre-cognitive hum, the universe's first gentle sigh of self-recognition. It's the very bedrock of consciousness, the fundamental sensation of simply being. Chapter 6. The Formation of Vessels. As awareness begins to whisper, the universe, in its infinite wisdom, starts to create vessels to contain and experience this burgeoning consciousness. These aren't physical containers in the way we understand them, but subtle energetic structures, like delicate membranes forming within the luminous sea. Imagine the way dewdrops form on a spider's web, each one a perfect sphere, holding a tiny reflection of the world. These vessels are the first cradles of experience, the nascent forms that will allow awareness to deepen and explore. The soft light begins to pool and concentrate within these structures, making them glow with a more focused luminescence. This is the universe's way of organizing itself, of creating distinct points of perception. Think of the first cells forming in a developing embryo, each one specialized, each one contributing to the whole. These vessels are the seeds of individuality, the beginnings of the many from the one. They are the universe's gentle invitation to itself to observe, to feel, to become. Chapter 7. And within these newly formed vessels, a profound shift occurs. The first gaze. It's not a physical looking, but a directed attention, a conscious turning of awareness. Imagine the way a sunflower slowly turns its face towards the sun, or how a child's eyes widen with wonder at a new sight. This is the universe, through its nascent vessels, beginning to look at itself. The soft light that permeates the timeless sea is now perceived, not just felt. It's the universe's first act of observation. This gaze is the moment when consciousness moves from mere sensing to a form of recognition. It's the universe acknowledging its own radiance, its own existence. Think of the moment you first truly see the beauty of a sunset, not just as light, but as an experience. This first gaze is the genesis of all perception, the fundamental act of witnessing. It's the universe's initial, tentative embrace of its own reality, a silent, luminous acknowledgement of I see. Chapter 8. The Unfolding Spectrum. With the first gaze, The soft light of the timeless sea begins to reveal its hidden depths, its inherent spectrum. It's as if a single, pure tone has suddenly branched into a symphony of distinct notes. Each vessel, each point of awareness, begins to perceive the light in a slightly different way, creating a kaleidoscope of subtle variations. Imagine a prism catching a beam of pure white light and shattering it into a rainbow of colors. This is the universe discovering its own richness, its own infinite potential for expression. The soft light is no longer uniform, it now holds hues of possibility, shades of experience. This unfolding spectrum is the birth of equalities of differences. It's the universe's first exploration of its own multifaceted nature. Think of the subtle differences in the scent of a rose, or the myriad textures of sand on a beach. Each perception, each unique way of experiencing the light, adds another layer to the universe's growing self-understanding. Chapter 9. The Echo of Resonance. As the spectrum unfolds, the vessels begin to respond to each other, to resonate. It's like tuning forks vibrating in sympathy, each one amplifying the other. This is the echo of resonance, where the universe begins to experience connection. The soft light, once perceived individually, now begins to interact, to weave patterns of shared experience. Imagine the way a choir's voices blend, creating a harmony richer than any single note. Where vessels perceive similar qualities of light, a sympathetic vibration arises, a sense of kinship. This is the universe's first understanding of relationship, of how individual experiences can coalesce into something greater. Think of the way laughter can spread through a room, or how a shared glance can convey a world of meaning. This resonance is the foundation of community, the subtle threads that begin to bind the universe together. It's the universe's gentle recognition that it is not alone in its awareness. Chapter 10. The Genesis of Form. Fueled by resonance and the unfolding spectrum, the universe begins to solidify, to give form to its awareness. The ethereal coalescences of earlier chapters now start to take on more defined outlines, like sculptures emerging from mist. The soft light, once diffused, now seems to gather and shape these nascent forms. Imagine clay being molded by unseen hands, or ice crystals forming intricate patterns from water vapor. This is the universe's creative impulse finding tangible expression. The vessels, once subtle energetic structures, begin to differentiate, to become distinct entities. This is the genesis of the physical, not as a separate realm, but as a denser manifestation of consciousness. Think of how a thought, when held firmly, can feel almost solid in the mind. This is that process writ large, the universe giving itself a body, a physical presence to explore its own boundless nature. Chapter 11. The Play of Light and Shadow. As forms begin to emerge, so too does the phenomenon of shadow. Where the soft light illuminates, there is also the potential for its absence, the gentle contrast that defines and deepens perception. Imagine the way the delicate shadows beneath a leaf make its veins more visible, or how the darkness of night makes the stars shine brighter. This is the play of light and shadow, a fundamental aspect of manifestation. The forms created are not absolute, but exist in relation to the light and its absence. This interplay is crucial for defining edges, for giving depth and dimension to existence. It's not about good and evil, but about the inherent duality that allows for definition. Think of the subtle shading on a portrait that brings out the contours of a face. This dance between light and shadow is what allows the universe to perceive itself with clarity, to truly see the forms it has created. Chapter 12. The First Breath. Within these defined forms, a new rhythm emerges. The first breath. It's not an inhalation and exhalation of air, but a subtle pulse, a gentle ebb and flow of energy. Imagine the slow rise and fall of a sleeping chest, or the rhythmic lapping of waves against a shore. This breath is the universe's first sustained act of life. It's the continuous exchange of energy that sustains these emergent forms. The soft light seems to pulse with this rhythm, waxing and waning, infusing the vessels with vitality. This breath is the fundamental engine of existence, the continuous renewal that keeps the dance of creation alive. Think of the gentle rhythm of your own heartbeat, a constant reminder of the life force within. This first breath is the universe's affirmation of its own ongoing journey, a steady, luminous pulse at the heart of all things. Chapter 13. The Symphony of Frequencies. As the breath circulates and forms interact, the universe begins to hum with a multitude of frequencies. Each form, each vessel vibrates at its own unique rate, creating a grand cosmic symphony. Imagine the diverse sounds of an orchestra tuning up, each instrument finding its voice. The soft light over the timeless sea now seems to shimmer with these countless vibrations, a visual representation of this energetic chorus. This symphony is the expression of the universe's infinite diversity, each frequency a unique aspect of its being. Think of the way different musical notes combine to create complex melodies, or how the distinct scents of flowers blend into a fragrant bouquet. This symphony of frequencies is the universe's way of celebrating its own multifaceted nature, a harmonious expression of all that is, and all that can be. Chapter 14. The Weaver's Loom. To manage this symphony, this intricate dance of frequencies, the universe employs the weaver's loom. This is not a physical object, but the underlying principle of interconnectedness, the invisible threads that link all things. Imagine a vast, cosmic tapestry, with each thread representing a frequency, a form, a conscious experience. The soft light illuminates this loom, revealing the intricate patterns being woven. This loom is the mechanism by which the universe maintains its coherence, its wholeness, even amidst its infinite diversity. It's the subtle force that ensures that each note contributes to the overall harmony, that each thread strengthens the fabric of reality. Think of the delicate web of a spider, where a single strand connects to every other. This is the weaver's loom at work, ensuring that every part of the universe is intimately connected to every other part, creating a masterpiece of emergent order. Chapter 15. The Seeds of Perception. Within this woven tapestry, the universe plants the seeds of perception. These are not literal seeds, but the nascent abilities within each form to interpret and experience its reality. Imagine a tiny sprout pushing through the soil, ready to unfurl its leaves and drink in the light. The soft light of the timeless sea nourishes these seeds, providing the energy for them to grow. These seeds are the precursors to senses, to intuition, to the very capacity to know. They are the universe's gift to itself, the means by which it can explore and understand its own creation. Think of the innate curiosity of a child, the urge to touch, to taste, to explore. These seeds are that primal urge, the fundamental drive to engage with the world. They are the universe's way of saying, look, feel, understand. Feel. Chapter 16. The Mirror of Reflection. As these seeds of perception begin to sprout, they encounter the mirror of reflection. This is the universe's capacity to see itself, not just as it is, but as it is perceived. Imagine a still lake perfectly reflecting the sky above, or a polished surface showing a clear image. The soft light dances upon this mirror, revealing countless facets of existence. This reflection is how the universe gains self-awareness, how it understands its own nature through the act of observation. When one part of the universe perceives another, it is, in essence, looking into a mirror. Think of the way we recognize ourselves in a photograph. This is that fundamental principle, the universe creating an image of itself, allowing for introspection and growth. It's the luminous surface upon which reality plays out, revealing its own beauty and complexity. Chapter 17. The Currents of Influence. In the vastness of the timeless sea, the emergent forms are not isolated, they are part of powerful currents of influence. These are not physical tides, but the subtle energetic flows that connect and shape all things. Imagine the way a gentle breeze can ripple across a field of grass, or how the gravitational pull of a planet subtly affects its moons. The soft light of the timeless sea is carried on these currents, illuminating their paths and their power. These currents are the dynamic forces that drive evolution, that facilitate change, and that bind the universe in a constant state of flux. Think of the way ideas spread through a community, or how moods can be contagious. This is the universe's interconnectedness in action, a constant exchange of energy and information. It's the subtle push and pull that orchestrates the grand cosmic dance. Chapter 18. The Genesis of Meaning. From the interplay of light, form, and influence, the genesis of meaning begins. It's not inherent in objects, but arises from the relationships and perceptions that emerge. Imagine the way a simple arrangement of stones can become a sacred altar, or how a melody can evoke profound emotions. The soft light illuminates these connections, highlighting the significance that consciousness bestows. Meaning is the universe's way of interpreting its own existence, of finding purpose and value in its unfolding. It's the subjective experience that transforms mere phenomena into something felt, something understood. Think of the stories we tell ourselves about the world, the narratives that give our lives shape and direction. This is the universe's own grand narrative, a continuous creation of meaning from the raw material of existence. Chapter 19. The Whispers of Intuition. As meaning begins to form, so too do the whispers of intuition. These are the subtle, non-linear insights that arise from the deeper layers of consciousness, bypassing the rational mind. Imagine the sudden flash of understanding that comes in a dream, or the gut feeling that guides us towards a certain path. The soft light of the timeless sea seems to carry these whispers, a gentle hum of knowing beneath the surface of thought. Intuition is the universe's direct line to its own deeper wisdom, a connection to the underlying patterns that govern all things. It's the silent knowing that transcends logic, the innate intelligence that guides us. Think of the way a bird knows when to migrate, or how a seed knows how to sprout. This is the universe speaking to itself, a gentle nudge towards truth. Chapter 20. The Symphony of Cycles. The universe, in its grand design, orchestrates a magnificent symphony of cycles. These are the rhythmic patterns of creation, preservation, and transformation that govern existence. Imagine the turning of the seasons, the waxing and waning of the moon, the ebb and flow of tides. The soft light of the timeless sea illuminates these cycles, revealing their interconnectedness and their beauty. Each cycle is a phase in the universe's ongoing journey, a natural unfolding of energy and form. Think of the life cycle of a star, from birth to explosion and rebirth. This is the universe's inherent rhythm, a constant process of renewal and change. It's the cosmic heartbeat, a steady, luminous pulse that guides all things through their transformations. Chapter 21. The Dance of Duality. Within these cycles, a fundamental principle emerges: the dance of duality. This is the interplay of seemingly opposite forces that create balance and dynamism in the universe. Imagine the balance between light and darkness, stillness and motion, expansion and contraction. The soft light of the timeless sea reflects this dance, highlighting the essential partnership between these forces. Duality is not about conflict, but about complementarity, about how each element defines and enhances the other. Think of the way silence makes sound more profound, or how rest makes activity more meaningful. This dance is the universe's way of creating complexity and richness, of exploring the full spectrum of its being. It's the luminous interplay that gives the cosmos its depth and its beauty. Chapter 22. The Luminous Threads of Connection. As duality dances, the universe weaves even more intricate as luminous threads of connection. These are the energetic links that bind all sentient beings and all aspects of existence together. Imagine the intricate network of mycelium beneath a forest floor, or the invisible web of relationships that forms a society. The soft light of the timeless sea illuminates these threads, revealing their strength and their beauty. These connections are the essence of unity, the reminder that we are all part of a single, cosmic organism. Think of the empathy we feel when witnessing another's joy or sorrow. This is the universe's interconnectedness manifesting in our own hearts. These luminous threads are the invisible bridges that remind us of our shared origin and our shared destiny. Chapter 23. The Alchemy of Transformation. Within these connections, a profound process unfolds: the alchemy of transformation. This is the universe's innate ability to change, to transmute, to evolve. Imagine the metamorphosis of a caterpillar into a butterfly, or the way water can become ice or steam. The soft light of the timeless sea seems to catalyze this alchemy, infusing all things with the potential for change. Transformation is not an end, but a continuous process, a fundamental aspect of life. It's the universe's way of exploring new possibilities, of shedding old forms to embrace new ones. Think of how we learn and grow from our experiences, how we are constantly becoming something new. This is the universe's own grand alchemy, a luminous process of becoming. Chapter 24. The Resonance of Consciousness. As transformation continues, a deeper resonance of consciousness begins to permeate the universe. This is the collective hum of awareness, the shared experience of being that connects all sentient life. Imagine the deep, resonant hum of a mantra being chanted by many voices, creating a powerful field of energy. The soft light of the timeless sea seems to amplify this resonance, creating a palpable sense of unity. This resonance is the ultimate expression of interconnectedness, the realization that individual consciousness is a part of a larger, universal awareness. Think of the feeling of belonging that arises when we are in the presence of like-minded souls. This is the universe's own sense of community, a luminous chorus of shared existence. Chapter 25. The Infinite Horizon. And so we arrive at the infinite horizon. This is not an endpoint, but an ever-expanding vista, a boundless expanse of potential. Imagine standing on a mountaintop, gazing out at a landscape that stretches endlessly before you, bathed in the softest, most luminous light. The timeless sea, with its gentle currents and its whispering awareness, now reveals itself as an infinite ocean of possibility. The soft light is not just illumination, it is the very essence of creation, the constant, gentle emanation of the universe's boundless spirit. This horizon is the promise of all that is yet to be, the endless unfolding of existence. It is the universe's invitation to continue exploring, to continue experiencing, to continue being. And in this soft, luminous light, we find not an end, but a beginning again and again. The universe began not with a bang, but perhaps a sigh, a gentle unfolding. Let's explore that initial luminous breath. Imagine the universe in its infancy. It wasn't a void, not quite. Think of it more as a swirling nebula of nascent energy, a cosmic womb humming with potential. Everything we know, every star, every planet, every single one of us, was compressed into an unimaginably dense, incredibly hot point. And then, this gentle unfolding began. The fundamental forces, the unseen architects of reality, gravity, electromagnetism, the strong and weak nuclear forces, they were all there, intertwined, like threads of pure possibility. They started to sculpt the void, not with a hammer and chisel, but with subtle pushes and pulls, a cosmic dance of attraction and repulsion. It was the Planck epoch, the very first sliver of existence, a time so fleeting and extreme that our current understanding of physics begins to fray at the edges. But even within that intense, chaotic beginning, there was a nascent order, a whisper of laws that would soon begin to shape everything. And then light. The messenger of the cosmos, the very essence of what allows us to perceive. Photons, these fundamental particles, began to emerge. Think of them not as mere packets of energy, but as the first sparks of awareness in the vast, unfolding darkness. They are the carriers of the electromagnetic force, the invisible threads that bind atoms, that allow us to see the world around us. In those earliest moments, as the universe expanded and cooled just a fraction, these photons were born, zipping through the nascent space, illuminating the swirling gases and energies. They were the first signs of form, the first hints of what was to come, like tiny, luminous seeds scattered across the cosmic garden, and the most beautiful echo of that initial light, that cosmic dawn, is still with us. It's called the cosmic microwave background, or the CMB. Imagine holding a telescope to the very edge of time. This ancient light, this faint, pervasive glow, is our direct window into the universe's infancy. It's a snapshot, a cosmic photograph taken when the universe was just about 380,000 years old, a mere toddler in cosmic terms. It's remarkably uniform, a soft, warm blanket of light spread across the entire sky. But within that uniformity, there are subtle variations, tiny ripples, like the faintest of fingerprints. These variations are incredibly important, for they are the seeds from which all the structures we see today, the galaxies, the stars, our very selves eventually grew. So, how did these initial whispers of light and energy, these tiny fluctuations, coalesce into something so grand? It was a slow, deliberate process, a cosmic architecture built over eons. Over vast stretches of time, gravity began to pull together the slightly denser patches of gas and dark matter. These clumps grew, drawing in more material, becoming the nurseries for the very first stars. And those stars, burning with the light of nuclear fusion, were the next grand step in this unfolding story. They lit up the universe, transforming the dark, diffuse gas into heavier elements, the building blocks for planets and life. Think of the early universe like a painter's first, tentative strokes on a vast, dark canvas. Each photon is a brushstroke, a shimmering dash of light. Each atom, formed from the cooling energies, is a subtle blend of color, slowly revealing the masterpiece to come. It wasn't a sudden explosion of color, but a gradual emergence, a patient layering of hues and forms. But what is light itself truly? Is it merely energy, a wave and a particle, a fundamental force? Or does it carry something more profound within its luminous essence? If you could see the CMB not just as a microwave signal, but as visible light, what colors do you think you would perceive? Perhaps a soft, warm amber, like the last rays of a setting sun, or maybe a gentle, ethereal blue, hinting at the coolness that followed the initial heat. What colors would your imagination paint onto that ancient tapestry? From the grand, shimmering canvas of the cosmos, where nebulae bloom like celestial flowers and galaxies pirouette in slow motion, let's gently zoom in, shall we? Let's shrink our focus until we're peering into the exquisite, almost impossibly intricate ballad of its smallest performers. The universe, it turns out, is built not from solid, unyielding bricks, but from a vibrant, humming dance of fundamental particles. Think of it like this: we have the players on this cosmic stage. There are the S-quarks, the tiny, energetic dancers that bind together to form protons and neutrons, the very heartwood of atoms. Then there are the leptons, like the familiar electron, zipping around the nucleus, or the elusive neutrinos, ghosting through matter with barely a whisper. And holding it all together, or facilitating their interactions, are the bosons. These are the messengers, the carriers of the fundamental forces like the photon, the very particle of light that paints our world. These forces, you see, are the cosmic choreography. We have a gravity, the gentle pervasive pull that orchestrates the grand waltz of planets and stars. Then there's electromagnetism, the energetic spark that ignites lightning and binds atoms into molecules, the force behind every connection we make. And deep within the heart of atoms, we find the strong nuclear forces, a fierce embrace that holds quarks together with an almost unimaginable grip, and the as weak nuclear force, responsible for the gentle decay of certain elements, a quiet transformation. But here's where the universe begins to play its most enchanting tricks. These particles, these tiny dancers, don't always behave as we might expect. They possess this utterly mind-bending quality called wave-particle duality. Imagine a single drop of water. It's a distinct, individual entity, isn't it? A particle. Now imagine that drop creating ripples on a pond. Those ripples spread out, a continuous wave. Quantum mechanics tells us that at the fundamental level, a particle can be both a discrete, localized entity and a spread-out wave of probability, all at the same time. It's like a single musical note that can be both a sharp, clear sound as a shimmering, pervasive hum. This paradox is the very fabric of reality, at its smallest scale, challenging our everyday intuition, asking us to embrace a world far stranger and more fluid than we often perceive. And then, there's the truly breathtaking phenomenon of quantum entanglement. Einstein famously called it spooky action at a distance, and you can see why. Imagine two particles, perhaps born from the same event, becoming intimately linked. No matter how far apart they travel across a room, across a galaxy, across the entire universe, they remain connected. If you measure a property of one entangled particle, say its spin, the other particle, instantaneously, will reveal a corresponding, correlated property. It's as if they share a secret, silent language that transcends space and time. It hints at a profound, underlying interconnectedness in the universe, a web of relationships far deeper than we can easily grasp. And what gives these particles their substance, their weight, their very form? Enter the Higgs field. Imagine the universe as a vast, invisible ocean. This Higgs field is that ocean. As particles move through it, they interact with it, and this interaction is what imbues them with mass. Some particles, like photons, glide through the Higgs ocean with barely a ripple, remaining massless. Others, like electrons and quarks, interact more strongly, like a swimmer pushing through thicker water, gaining substance and weight. It's this subtle, pervasive field that allows for the formation of atoms, molecules, stars, and indeed ourselves. It's the cosmic ether that allows things to have a tangible presence in our reality. So, let's take a moment to picture this. Imagine a vast, shimmering ocean. The waves that crest and fall, spreading across the surface, are like the wave-like nature of particles, a pervasive energy. And then the individual droplets of water, each a distinct entity, are like the particle-like nature, the discrete points of existence. An entanglement, it's like two droplets, miles and miles apart, suddenly and instantly mirroring each other's ripples, as if they were still connected by an invisible thread. If particles can exist as both waves and discrete entities, if they can be entangled across impossible distances, if they are born from a cosmic ether, what does all of this profound strangeness mean for our own perception of reality? What does it tell us about the very nature of what it means to be here, to exist in this vast, mysterious universe? When you hear about quantum entanglement, that spooky action at a distance, what emotion does it stir within you? Does it ignite a sense of wonder, a deep, childlike curiosity about the universe's secrets, or perhaps a touch of confusion, a gentle wrestling with concepts that defy our everyday logic? Or maybe, just maybe, a profound sense of cosmic connection, a feeling that we, too, are part of this intricate, interconnected dance? Share your feelings with us. Beyond the discrete, let us surrender to the flowing, ethereal nature of waves. It's so easy to think of things as solid, as separate, isn't it? Like little islands in a vast ocean. But what if, at a deeper level, everything is just a ripple, a vibration? Let's begin by opening our minds to the electromagnetic spectrum. It sounds so grand, so technical, but it's simply the universe's way of broadcasting itself. Imagine a vast, invisible orchestra, playing every possible note. We're talking about everything from the gentle, rolling waves of radio signals that carry our music and our voices across continents, to the sharp, piercing notes of gamma rays, born from the most energetic cosmic events. And the astonishing thing is, they're all fundamentally the same phenomenon. Just different frequencies, different wavelengths, like different sizes of ripples on a pond, all born from the same splash. Some are long and languid, others are incredibly short and rapid, buzzing with energy. It's this incredible range, this symphony of frequencies, that paints our reality. And then there's light. Light. We see it, we feel its warmth, but do we truly understand its wave nature? Light too dances as a wave. When we see these beautiful intricate patterns of interference, where waves meet and either amplify or cancel each other out, it's like watching two dancers move in perfect, or imperfect, synchronicity. And diffraction, how light bends and spreads around obstacles, creating those soft halos around a distant street lamp on a foggy night. It's as if light itself is curious, exploring every nook and cranny. Polarization too, that's like filtering the light, allowing only certain orientations of the wave to pass through, much like wearing sunglasses on a bright day. These are not just abstract physics concepts, they are the very brushstrokes that create the vibrant tapestry of our visual world. But the universe doesn't just broadcast light. It hums. It vibrates. Let's tune our awareness to sound waves. Think about it, sound is born from vibration. A plucked guitar string shivers and that shiver travels, a wave of compression and rarefaction, through the air, through water, even through the solid ground beneath our feet, until it tickles the delicate membranes in our ears. Our ears are like exquisite receivers, translating these vibrations into the rich symphony of sounds we experience, the whisper of wind through leaves, the laughter of a child, the deep rumble of thunder. The universe, it seems, is constantly humming, a gentle, pervasive vibration that connects everything. And this brings us to a truly magical concept of resonancy. Imagine gently pushing a child on a swing. If you push at just the right moment, at the swing's natural frequency, even a small push can send them soaring. That's resonance. It's when a system, be it a swing, a musical instrument, or even an atom, is exposed to a frequency that matches its own natural vibration. And when that happens, the vibration amplifies. It grows stronger, more pronounced. It's like finding the perfect key to unlock a hidden power. This principle is everywhere, from how bridges can sway dangerously under certain wind conditions to how a tuning fork can make another identical tuning fork sing. Think of the universe as a cosmic orchestra. Each type of wave, from the silent hum of gravity to the dazzling flash of a supernova, is a different instrument, playing its unique melody. Radio waves are the deep, resonant bass notes, while gamma rays are the sharp, piercing piccolos. Light is the vibrant strings weaving intricate harmonies. And sound is the very breath of the orchestra, the air itself carrying the music. Resonance is when these instruments, these frequencies, harmonize. It's when a note played by one instrument causes another to vibrate in sympathetic response, amplifying the beauty and complexity of the entire composition. It's the universe singing to itself, and sometimes we get to hear the echo. Now here's where our curiosity can truly take flight. If everything vibrates and light is a wave, and sound is a wave, could our thoughts and emotions also be forms of vibration? Could these inner states, these subtle energies, be influencing the world around us, not through physical force, but through their own unique frequencies, their own subtle resonance? It's a thought that opens up a whole new dimension of wonder, doesn't it? Now, let's consider the stage upon which this cosmic dance unfolds, the very fabric of reality itself. It's a thought that might make your mind gently unfurl, like a fern frond reaching for the sun. For so long, we imagine space and time as separate, like two distinct ribbons laid out before us. Space, the vast, empty canvas where everything happens, and time, the relentless, ticking clock, marching forward, unwavering. But then, a mind like Einstein's, a mind that seemed to hum with the universe's secrets, began to weave them together. He showed us that space and time aren't separate at all. They're intertwined, a single four-dimensional tapestry we call space-time. Imagine it not as a rigid grid, but as something more fluid, more alive. It's the stage, yes, but it's also an active participant in the play. And this is where things get truly wondrous. Einstein's general relativity revealed something profound. Gravity isn't some invisible force pulling us down, tugging at our sleeves. No, gravity is simply the S-curvature of space-time. Think of it like this: imagine a vast, perfectly stretched rubber sheet, shimmering and taut. Now, place a heavy bowling ball in the center. What happens? It creates a dip, a gentle indentation. If you then roll a marble across that sheet, it won't travel in a straight line, will it? It will curve, it will roll towards the bowling ball, drawn into that dip. That, in essence, is gravity. The sun, a massive bowling ball, warps the space-time around it, and our Earth, like a tiny marble, follows that curve, that gentle embrace of the warped fabric. It's not a pull, it's a following of the landscape. And this warped landscape has some truly mind-bending consequences, especially when we consider speed. As you approach the speed of light, that cosmic speed limit, time itself begins to behave differently. It's called dust-time dilation. For you, moving at incredible velocity, time would slow down. Your watch would tick slower than a watch left behind on Earth. Days for you might be years for them. It's as if time itself is stretching, becoming more languid, more generous with its moments as you hurtle through the cosmos. And it's not just time, distances also seem to contract, to shorten. The universe, from your perspective, would appear to be squashed. It's a profound reminder that our perception of reality, our experience of time and space, is deeply personal, intimately tied to our own motion, and that speed limit, the speed of light, is so crucial. It's the ultimate cosmic speed bump, the universal speed limit. Nothing with mass can reach it, and nothing can travel faster. This isn't just a rule, it's the bedrock of causality, the very order of cause and effect. If information could travel faster than light, then effects could precede their causes, and the universe would descend into a beautiful, chaotic mess. The speed of light ensures that the universe, in its grand unfolding, remains coherent. So, let's revisit that image. Space-time is a vast, invisible trampoline. Massive objects, like stars and planets, create dips and curves in this trampoline, and these curves are what we perceive as gravity, guiding the motion of other objects. It's a beautiful, elegant dance, orchestrated by the very geometry of existence. Now, here's where our curiosity takes flight. If space-time is so malleable, so responsive to the presence of mass and energy, can it be influenced by something as intangible as consciousness? Can our thoughts, our intentions, our very awareness, leave an imprint on this cosmic fabric? It's a question that whispers at the edges of our understanding, a tantalizing possibility that invites us to explore further. And speaking of exploration, if you could travel at near light speed for a short period, what would be your primary curiosity about how time would feel for you? What would be the first thing you'd want to observe about your own experience of time? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. From the grand stage of cosmic evolution, let's now turn our gaze ever so softly to the celestial furnaces that truly forge the very elements of our existence. Imagine, if you will, vast, swirling clouds of gas and dust, the stellar nurseries of the universe. These are not barren voids, but places of profound, quiet creation. Within these nebulae, gravity, that invisible hand, begins its patient work. It gathers these ethereal wisps, drawing them closer, tighter, until a spark ignites. It's a gentle ignition, really, the humble birth of a star, powered by the simplest of elements, hydrogen, beginning its grand transformation. And what is this transformation? It's a process so fundamental, so powerful. It's the very engine of the cosmos and nuclear fusion. Deep within the heart of a star, under unimaginable pressure and heat, hydrogen atoms, those tiny, eager building blocks, are coaxed and squeezed until they fuse, merging to become something new, something heavier, helium at first. But this fusion doesn't just create new elements, it releases an immense torrent of energy. It's the cosmic forge constantly at work, a silent, radiant heart beating in the darkness, warming distant worlds. But the alchemy doesn't stop with helium. As stars mature, and especially in the lives of more massive stars, this fiery dance within their cores continues. They become cosmic alchemists, transforming lighter elements into heavier ones. Carbon, the backbone of life as we know it, is born here. Oxygen, the very breath of our planet, is forged in these stellar furnaces. And it doesn't end there. Elements like nitrogen, silicon, and even iron, that strong, foundational metal, are all synthesized within these incandescent cores. They are the DAW's building blocks of everything, from the dust motes dancing in a sunbeam to the very ground beneath our feet, and indeed, to the atoms that make up you and me. Yet, like all things, even stars have their seasons, their cycles of life and death. For the most massive stars, their end is not a gentle fading, but a spectacular, cataclysmic event, a supernova. Imagine a final, magnificent explosion, a cosmic fireworks display that dwarfs anything we can conceive. In this ultimate act of creation, these dying giants don't just vanish. They scatter the elements they've so painstakingly forged, the carbon, the oxygen, the iron, outwards, across vast stretches of space. They are seeding the universe, generously sprinkling their creations, like a cosmic chef garnishing a grand feast, onto the fertile ground for future generations of stars and planets. So, think about this for a moment. If the very atoms that make up your hands, your heart, your mind, were once forged in the fiery crucible of a distant star, and then scattered across the cosmos by a glorious, dying supernova, does this imply a profound, ancient connection between us and the vast, silent universe? Are we not, in a very real sense, stardust, animated and aware? It's a thought that humbles and inspires, isn't it? This intimate, elemental kinship with the celestial dance. From the cosmic forge, where stars ignite and elements are spun, let's drift now, ever so gently, towards the exquisite emergence of complexity, and that most wondrous phenomenon we call life. Think about it. We've journeyed through the vastness of space, glimpsed the birth of galaxies, but now our gaze turns inward, to the delicate dance of atoms that somehow, against all odds, began to sing. Life. It's such a simple word, isn't it? Yet it holds within it an entire universe of wonder. Our story begins, as all good stories do, with the humble beginnings, the building blocks. Imagine Earth, a young planet, still cooling, its atmosphere a swirling, primordial soup. And in this soup, bathed in the energy of lightning and volcanic heat, simple inorganic molecules began to get acquainted. They bumped into each other, they reacted, they formed bonds. Water, that most essential of solvents, played a crucial role, like a cosmic midwife cradling these nascent chemical unions. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, the very elements that make up you and me, were the fundamental notes in this grand symphony. And somewhere, in the vastness of the universe, perhaps on countless worlds, this same exquisite choreography of elements is playing out, composing the potential for life. Then comes the astonishing leap, the theory of abiogenesis. How do we get from mere chemistry to something that lives? It's a question that tickles the edges of our understanding, isn't it? The idea is that, given the right conditions, non-living matter could spontaneously organize itself. Imagine a puddle of water, teeming with the right ingredients, and a spark of energy. Suddenly, a molecule forms that can copy itself, a simple, elegant trick, but it's the very essence of life. It's the first whisper of replication, the first step on an unimaginably long journey. It's like a complex machine, built not by a designer, but by the inherent tendencies of matter itself, a spontaneous spark of organization that ignited the flame. And from that single spark, that first self-replicating molecule, bloomed an explosion of diversity. The tree of life. It's a breathtaking metaphor, isn't it? All the myriad forms of life we see today, from the tiniest bacterium, invisible to the naked eye, to the majestic redwood tree, to the soaring eagle, to the intricate human brain, all of it, every single living thing, is connected. We're all branches on the same ancient, sprawling tree, stemming from a single, common ancestor. It's a humbling thought, a reminder of our shared heritage, our deep kinship with every creature that has ever graced this planet. It's a testament to the boundless creativity of evolution, a masterpiece painted with the brushstrokes of time. And life, it turns out, is remarkably tenacious. Look at the extremophiles. These are the organisms that thrive in environments we would consider utterly hostile. Boiling hot springs, the crushing depths of the ocean, frozen wastelands, even the radioactive heart of nuclear reactors. They remind us that life doesn't just survive, it flourishes in the most unexpected places. This resilience also fuels the fascinating theory of panspermia, the idea that life, or at least its building blocks, might not be confined to a single planet. Perhaps, like cosmic seeds carried on the solar winds, life could have traveled between celestial bodies, seeding new worlds with its vibrant spark. Imagine life as a complex, self-assembling origami. The initial folds were guided by simple chemical reactions, a gentle nudge from the universe. And over eons, these folds transformed into the breathtaking diversity of forms we see today, each a unique creation, a delicate masterpiece unfolding. Now let's pause for a moment. If life, this incredibly complex phenomenon, can arise so readily from simple chemistry, from the inherent tendencies of matter, it sparks a profound curiosity. Is it possible that consciousness is also an inherent property of complex systems, just waiting to emerge? Like life itself, perhaps consciousness isn't some rare, miraculous gift, but a natural unfolding, a predictable consequence of intricate organization. When you think about the possibility of life beyond Earth, what kind of environment do you imagine it might inhabit? Let us know in the comments below. From the intricate dance of life, the blooming of a flower, the silent migration of birds, let us turn our gaze inwards, to the most profound mystery of all consciousness. What is this inner theater, this vibrant tapestry of experience that we call us being? We often speak of consciousness as if it's a simple thing, a light switch that's either on or off. But when we try to pin it down, to describe what it feels like to be me or you, or even a bee buzzing through a field of lavender, we stumble. This, my friends, is the famous, hard problem of consciousness. It's the chasm between the cold, hard facts of neurons firing and the warm, subjective glow of seeing the color red, or tasting a perfectly ripe strawberry, or feeling the pang of longing. How do these physical processes, these electrical whispers in the dark, give rise to the rich, qualitative stuff of our experience? It's like trying to explain the aroma of rain on dry earth by just listing the chemical compounds involved. It misses this essence, doesn't it? Science, bless its curious heart, has been wrestling with this for a long time. We look at the brain, this astonishingly complex organ, a universe in miniature. We see patterns of activity, neural correlates, that seem to light up when we're aware. Theories like integrated information theory, or AT, suggest consciousness arises from the way information is processed and integrated within a system. Think of it like a symphony orchestra, where each instrument plays its part, but it's this interplay, the way the melodies weave together, that creates the music. Then there's global workspace theory, or GWT, which paints a picture of consciousness as a kind of spotlight, broadcasting information to various parts of the brain, making it accessible for complex processing. It's as if our mind has a central stage where certain thoughts and sensations get their moment in the sun, while others remain in the wings. And how do we even begin to understand this inner world? Through our senses, of course. Our eyes drink in the light, our ears catch the whispers of the wind, our skin feels the gentle caress of a sunbeam. But these aren't passive recordings. Our senses are filters, and our brain is a masterful artist, weaving these raw inputs into the reality we perceive. The world you see, the sounds you hear, the textures you feel, they are all constructions. Beautifully crafted illusions that help us navigate the world. What I perceive as a vibrant emerald green might be a slightly different shade to you. a subtle shift in the spectrum of our shared reality. Our perception is the paintbrush, and the canvas is the universe. And then there are those moments, those extraordinary doorways, that show us consciousness can be so much more than our everyday waking state. Think of the vivid, often illogical landscapes of our dreams, where gravity is optional and conversations with long-lost friends are commonplace. Or the profound stillness found in deep meditation, where the usual chatter of the mind quiets and a deeper sense of presence emerges, and the potent, transformative journeys offered by psychedelic experiences, which can shatter our ordinary perceptions and reveal entirely new vistas of awareness. These altered states aren't just glitches, they're windows, glimpses into the vast, unexplored territories of our own minds. Consciousness, you see, is like a vast inner ocean. Our everyday awareness is the surface, rippling with the ceaseless play of thoughts and sensations, the gentle waves of what we're doing and thinking right now. But beneath that surface, there are deeper currents, powerful undertows of instinct and emotion, and hidden abysses that hold the vast, uncharted realms of our subconscious and superconscious. It's a place of immense depth and mystery, far beyond the immediate reach of our conscious grasp. If consciousness is so deeply tied to the intricate workings of our brain, to the firing of neurons and the intricate dance of information, then the question naturally arises, could it exist independently? Could consciousness, in some form, persist beyond the physical confines of the brain? Or perhaps, could it exist in forms we, with our current understanding, cannot even begin to comprehend? So, as we sit with this profound question, this echoing mystery, I invite you to ponder. What does the word consciousness feel like to you? Is it a tangible thing, something you can almost grasp, like a warm ember? Is it an energy, a subtle vibration that permeates everything? Or is it something else entirely, a concept so vast and elusive that it defies easy definition? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Let's explore this together. And so, we arrive at a profound realization, don't we? That this inner ocean of consciousness, this vast, shimmering expanse of awareness we've been exploring, is not separate at all from the physical vessel it so beautifully inhabits. They're not two distinct entities, but rather two facets of a single, exquisite diamond. Consider for a moment the incredible conversation happening within you right now. We're talking about the gut-brain axis, a term that might sound a little technical, but it's really just a poetic description of a deep, intimate dialogue between your belly and your brain. Imagine billions of tiny messengers, like little hummingbirds, flitting between your digestive tract and your central nervous system, carrying whispers of information. These whispers can influence how you feel, how clearly you think, and even your overall sense of well-being. It's as if your stomach has its own little brain, and it's constantly sending love notes, or sometimes urgent telegrams, to the one in your head. A happy gut, rich with beneficial bacteria, can sing songs of serenity to your brain, fostering a sense of calm and clarity. But when things are a little unsettled down there, well, those messages can turn into a low hum of anxiety or a fog of confusion. It's a constant, subtle symphony playing out beneath the surface of our awareness. And then there's neuroplasticity.
Oh, neuroplasticity!
It's the brain's astonishing capacity to rewire itself, to sprout new connections like a forest growing after a gentle rain. Every single experience you have, every thought you entertain, every emotion you feel, is like a tiny sculptor, or physically shaping the very architecture of your brain. It's not a static landscape, this brain of ours. It's dynamic, alive, and constantly responding to the world, and more importantly, to you. When you learn a new skill, practice a new habit, or even just revisit a cherished memory, you're literally creating new pathways, strengthening old ones, and pruning away the less used. It's a testament to the power of our lived experience, how our journey leaves its indelible mark on our physical form. This leads us to the utterly fascinating realms of the placebo and nocebo effects. These are perhaps the most striking demonstrations of the mind's profound influence on the body. Think about it: a sugar pill, given with the disbelief that it will heal, can actually trigger real physiological changes, easing pain, reducing inflammation, and promoting recovery. It's not magic, it's the power of expectation, the potent alchemy of belief. And conversely, the nocebo effect, where negative expectations can lead to negative physical outcomes. It's like the mind whispering a dark prophecy to the body, and the body, in its earnest desire to comply, makes that prophecy come true. It's a humbling reminder that our thoughts, our beliefs, are not mere ethereal notions, they are potent forces that can manifest in very tangible ways. And of course, we cannot speak of this interconnectedness without acknowledging the pervasive presence of stress. When we're caught in the relentless tide of chronic stress, our bodies are not just feeling it, they are as living it. The constant surge of stress hormones can wreak havoc, like a persistent storm battering a coastline. It can disrupt sleep, weaken our immune systems, and even contribute to physical ailments. This isn't just about feeling anxious, it's about the very cells of our being responding to the signals of perceived danger. It highlights, in the most visceral way, how deeply intertwined our mental and physical states are. They are not separate arenas, but rather interwoven threads in the tapestry of our existence. Your body and mind, you see, are like two dancers in perfect synchrony. When one falters, perhaps stumbling over a difficult step, the other feels it immediately, its own rhythm thrown off balance. But when one moves with grace and fluidity, when the music flows effortlessly through them, the other is lifted, soaring with newfound lightness. They are partners in a lifelong performance, a breathtaking ballad of being. And this brings us to a question that tickles the edges of our curiosity, doesn't it? If our thoughts can physically alter our brain and our body, if they can conjure healing or induce distress, could they also, through subtle energetic pathways we're only beginning to understand, subtly influence the external world around us? It's a thought that invites a gentle wonder, a quiet exploration. Have you ever experienced a moment where you felt a strong, undeniable connection between your thoughts or emotions and a physical sensation in your body? Perhaps a sudden flush of warmth when you thought of someone you love, or a tightness in your chest when a worry arose. I'd love to hear your experiences. We perceive time as a linear flow, don't we? A steady, unwavering current carrying us from yesterday, through today, and onward into tomorrow. But what if this perception, this feeling of time marching forward, is merely a beautiful, intricate construct of our consciousness? What if the river we imagine is, in fact, something far more profound, far more still? Consider for a moment your psychological time. Have you ever noticed how it can stretch and bend like warm taffy? When you're utterly lost in an activity you adore, perhaps painting a canvas or losing yourself in a captivating book, hours can dissolve into mere minutes. The world outside fades, the clock on the wall becomes an irrelevant whisper. Conversely, during moments of intense boredom or profound sadness, a single minute can feel like an eternity, each tick of the clock a heavy, deliberate hammer blow. Our emotions, our engagement, even the way our memory stitches together experiences, all profoundly shape how we feel time passing. It's not just the clock on the wall, it's the inner clock, the one that beats to the rhythm of our own hearts. This leads us to a rather mind-bending idea, one that's been pondered by philosophers for ages, the block universe theory. Imagine, if you will, that time isn't a river at all, but rather a vast, illuminated scroll laid out before us, stretching infinitely in every direction. In this view, all moments, every sunrise, every whispered secret, every future joy, every past sorrow exists simultaneously. We, as conscious beings, are simply moving our gaze along this scroll, experiencing each moment as it comes into focus. The past isn't gone, it's just further down the scroll. The future isn't unwritten, it's simply waiting for our gaze to reach it. It's a breathtaking, humbling thought, isn't it? That all of existence, every single point in space-time, is already there. And then there's memory, our personal time machine. We often think of memories as perfect recordings, like little video clips stored away in our minds. But science tells us something far more fascinating. Our memories are not static archives. They are reconstructive. Each time we recall an event, we're not simply playing back a film. We're actively rebuilding it, weaving together fragments of sensory input, emotions, and interpretations. This means our perception of the past is constantly being subtly reshaped, colored by our present experiences and understanding. The past we remember is, in a way, a story we tell ourselves, a narrative sculpted by the ever-shifting sands of our consciousness. This brings us to the present moment. Philosophers and scientists alike often point to the no as the only point of true existence. The past is gone, a phantom limb of what was. The future is a shimmering mirage not yet here. Only the present moment, this fleeting, incandescent point of awareness, is truly real. It's the stage upon which all of life unfolds, the vibrant, pulsing heart of our experience. It's where everything happens, where we are. So, let's try this again. Imagine time not as a river flowing relentlessly forward, but as a vast, illuminated scroll laid out before us. We are not being swept along by its current. Instead, we are simply moving our gaze along the scroll, experiencing each moment as it comes into focus. The past is there, waiting to be looked at. The future is there, also waiting. We are the eyes that traverse this magnificent, timeless tapestry. If the future already exists in some sense, and the past is accessible through the intricate dance of memory, what does this suggest about our free will? Does this imply a predetermined destiny, a script already written on that cosmic scroll? Or does our conscious gaze, our choices, somehow illuminate the path forward on that pre-existing canvas? It's a question that tickles the edges of our understanding, inviting us to explore the profound interplay between what is and what we choose. And this brings me to a question for you, my dear listeners. When you are deeply engrossed in an activity you love, when you are truly in your element, does time seem to fly by or slow down for you? Share your experiences in the comments below. It's in these shared observations that we can truly begin to unravel the mysteries of our own perception. We've touched, haven't we, on the curious dance of wave and particle, how light and matter can be both a spread out whisper and a sharp, definite point. Now, let's gently unfurl the next thread in this exquisite tapestry, to explore something truly profound: the role of the observer in shaping quantum reality. Imagine, if you will, a tiny, unseen world where possibilities bloom like 1,000 unopened buds. This is the realm of quantum mechanics, and it's here that the act of observation isn't just a passive glance, it's an active participation. When we try to measure something at this fundamental level, a photon's position, an electron's spin, something remarkable happens. It's as if the very act of looking forces that delicate, spread out potentiality to snap into a single definite state. This is often called the us-observer effect, or more poetically, the collapse of the wave function. The universe, in its most intimate workings, seems to respond to our attention. This leads us to the concept of quantum superposition. Before we peak, before we measure, a quantum particle isn't in one place or one state. It's in all possible places, in all possible states, simultaneously. Think of it as a cloud of pure potentiality, a symphony of what-ifs playing out all at once. It's only when we introduce an observer, when we seek to know, that this vibrant chorus of possibilities narrows down to a single, audible note. Reality, at this level, isn't a fixed painting, it's a living, breathing canvas, waiting for our gaze to help it decide which brushstroke to make. And this, my friends, brings us to this measurement problem. It's a knotty philosophical puzzle that has kept brilliant minds pondering for decades. What exactly is an observer? Does it have to be a conscious being with a beating heart? Or can a simple measuring device, a Geiger counter clicking away, also be an observer? And how does this transition happen, this leap from a world of fuzzy probabilities and countless potentials into the solid, predictable, classical reality we experience every day? It's like trying to understand how a dream, so vivid and real in the moment, dissolves into the quiet dawn. Now, some of the more speculative and perhaps most wondrous theories explore a direct link between consciousness and quantum phenomena. Could it be that our very awareness, our subjective experience, plays a role in this collapsing of wave functions? That consciousness isn't just a spectator of the universe, but an active participant in its creation? It's a thought that humbles and exhilarates, suggesting that the quiet hum of our inner world might resonate with the very fabric of existence. Let's try an analogy, shall we? Imagine a shy, incredibly talented musician standing on a vast, empty stage. Before anyone arrives, before anyone listens, this musician is capable of playing 1,000 different melodies, 1,000,000 different harmonies, all at once. Each note, each rhythm, exists as a pure potential. Then, a single person walks into the hall, a gentle listener. And in that moment of being observed, truly seen and heard, The musician doesn't just play a melody. They choose one, they commit to it. The observer, through their act of listening, has co-created the performance, guiding the infinite possibilities into a singular, beautiful song. If our observation, our focused attention, can influence the very state of quantum reality, what does this imply about the collective consciousness? What about the vast, interconnected web of all our minds, our shared experiences, our hopes and fears? Could this collective awareness have a profound, subtle, yet powerful influence on shaping our shared world, the reality we navigate together? It's a question that invites us to consider our own agency, our own quiet power within the grand cosmic symphony. And this brings us to you, to us. How does the idea of the observer influencing reality make you feel about your own role in the universe? Does it feel empowering, perhaps a little daunting, or something else entirely? I'd love for you to share your thoughts, your feelings, your whispers of wonder in the comments below. Our perception of the world, you see, isn't quite like a window we simply look through. It's more like a tapestry we actively weave, a shimmering, intricate construction guided by principles that are, dare I say, geometric. Think about it. It's not just a passive reception of light and sound, but a dynamic interpretation, a dance of understanding that unfolds according to certain beautiful, underlying patterns. And perhaps one of the most captivating of these patterns is the golden ratio, that divine proportion, often represented by the Greek letter phi. You've likely encountered it, perhaps without even realizing it. It's in the spiral of a nautilus shell, unfurling with perfect grace. It's in the arrangement of petals on a sunflower, each one turning towards the sun in a Fibonacci sequence, a series where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. It's in the sweeping curves of ancient architecture, like the Parthenon, designed to please the eye, to feel inherently right. This ratio, this inherent harmony, seems to resonate deep within us, suggesting that our very way of seeing, of appreciating beauty, is, in a way, pre-programmed by these fundamental mathematical relationships. Then there are the fractals. Oh, the fractals are just marvelous. These are patterns that repeat themselves, no matter how closely you zoom in. Think of a coastline, jagged and complex. Zoom in, and you see smaller bays and inlets that mirror the larger shape. Look at a snowflake, each branch a miniature replica of the whole. Or consider a tree, its branching structure a beautiful self-similar design, from the grand limbs to the tiniest twigs. It's as if nature itself speaks in a language of infinite detail, within finite form. And it's quite possible our brains, in their own intricate circuitry, are wired to recognize and even prefer these fractal patterns, finding them familiar, comforting, and deeply engaging. This leads us to the fascinating concept of perceptual constancies. Our brains are remarkably adept at maintaining a stable sense of reality, even as the raw sensory data bombards us with change. A person walking away from you doesn't actually shrink into a tiny dot. Your brain, through an active process, interprets that they are the same size, just farther away. We perceive the color of a white shirt as white, whether it's under the bright glare of the midday sun or the soft glow of a lamp. This isn't passive. It's an active, intelligent interpretation, a constant recalibration to maintain a coherent and stable perception of the world around us. It's like our minds are the ultimate editors, smoothing out the rough edges of sensory input to present us with a consistent narrative. And then, of course, there are the optical illusions. These are the playful tricksters, aren't they? They show us just how much our perception is an as-active construction. By subtly manipulating visual cues, lines, colors, perspectives, we can be made to see things that aren't quite there, or to misjudge distances and sizes. These illusions aren't flaws in our vision, they are windows into the very mechanisms of our visual system, revealing the assumptions and shortcuts our brains take to make sense of the world at lightning speed. They highlight the underlying rules and processing strategies that are so deeply ingrained, we rarely even notice them. Think of your perception, if you will, as a meticulously crafted map. The golden ratio and fractals are like the natural contours, the flowing rivers, and the recurring symbols that make the map understandable and, dare I say, beautiful. They are the inherent aesthetic and structural principles that resonate within us. Optical illusions, on the other hand, are like unexpected detours, sudden turns in the road that reveal the mapmaker's techniques, the very methods used to chart our reality. They show us not just what we see, but how we come to see it. And this is where the curiosity truly begins to bloom, isn't it? If our perception, this very foundation of our experience, is so deeply influenced by these elegant, universal geometric patterns, could it be that these patterns themselves are a form of universal language? A language not just for us, but perhaps understood by consciousness itself? A fundamental code woven into the fabric of existence, waiting to be recognized, to be felt, to be understood. It's a thought that hums with a gentle, profound possibility. Let's delve deeper, shall we, into the intricate orchestra that orchestrates our inner and outer worlds, the human brain. It's a universe within us, a cosmos of connections, humming with a life all its own. Imagine, if you will, a vast, shimmering tapestry, woven with threads of pure energy. This is our neural network. Billions upon billions of neurons, like tiny, radiant stars, reaching out to each other, forming an impossibly complex web. And the connections, the synapses, are the silent whispers, the electrical sparks that carry thoughts, memories, and the very essence of our emotions. It's here, in this intricate dance of electrochemical signals, that the magic of being you truly takes flight. Each thought, each fleeting feeling, is a ripple across this magnificent, living network. And this network isn't static, oh no. It's alive with rhythm, with a subtle, pulsing energy. We call these rhythms brainwaves, and they're like the different tempos of a grand symphony. When we're wide awake, buzzing with activity, our brain hums at a fast, energetic beat of frequency, like the rapid, exciting notes of a bustling city. As we relax, perhaps watching the sunset paint the sky, our brain shifts into a gentler alpha state, a calm, flowing melody that soothes the edges of our thoughts. Then, as we drift towards sleep, or enter deep meditation, we might find ourselves in the dreamlike, creative realm of theta waves, like a gentle lullaby sung on a moonlit night. And in the deepest, most restorative sleep, the profound stillness of delta waves takes over, a deep, resonant hum that mends and renews us. These frequencies aren't just measurements, they are the very states of consciousness we inhabit. Now, this remarkable instrument isn't a single, monolithic entity. It's a duet, a beautiful interplay between two distinct, yet deeply connected halves, the hemispheres. Our left brain, often seen as the logical architect, the meticulous planner, the one who loves words and numbers. And then there's the right brain, the intuitive artist, the dreamer, the one who sees the big picture, the emotional resonance. They don't work in isolation, though they're constantly communicating, like two skilled musicians improvising together, each adding their unique flavor to the composition of our experience. It's this interplay, this harmonious dialogue, that allows us to navigate the world with both reason and intuition, to laugh and to weep, to create and to understand. And within this symphony, there's a section that truly sings with passion, with the vibrant colors of our inner landscape, the limbic system. This is the seat of our emotions, the ancient part of us that feels joy, fear, love, and sorrow. It's like the heart of the orchestra, driving the tempo, coloring the melodies with its powerful vibrations. These structures, nestled deep within our brain, are constantly processing the world through an emotional lens, shaping our perceptions, guiding our actions, and leaving their indelible mark on our very being. They are the architects of our feelings, the keepers of our deepest desires and our most primal fears. Think of it this way: the brain is like a magnificent, sprawling concert hall. The neurons are the countless musicians, each with their own unique instrument and talent. The synapses are the intricate network of wires and microphones, ensuring every note is heard, every nuance is captured. And the brainwaves? They are the melodies and harmonies, the soaring crescendos and the gentle diminuendos that together create the breathtaking, ever-evolving symphony of our consciousness. It's a performance that never truly ends, playing out in the quietest moments and the most exhilarating ones. And this leads us to a truly wondrous question, doesn't it? If our brain activity can be measured in these distinct frequencies, these subtle vibrations, could there be a deeper connection? A resonance, perhaps, between our own internal brainwaves and the frequencies of the universe itself? Are we, in essence, tuned into a cosmic broadcast, our inner symphony echoing the grand, silent music of existence? It's a thought that hums with possibility, isn't it? A gentle invitation to listen a little closer, to feel the subtle vibrations that connect us all. And so, we find ourselves at a remarkable juncture, a point where the shimmering surface of our individual awareness begins to ripple, hinting at depths far beyond our personal shores. We've spoken of the personal unconscious, that quiet, often hidden attic of our own experiences, but Carl Jung, that intrepid explorer of the human psyche, proposed something even more profound. He suggested that beneath the layers of our individual minds, there lies a vast, shared ocean, a collective unconscious. Imagine it not as a place, but as a feeling, a resonance that hums through the very fabric of our being. This isn't a collection of memories as we typically understand them, like remembering your grandmother's favorite recipe. No, this is far older, far more primal. It's a reservoir, a deep wellspring of ancestral memories, of instincts that have guided our species for millennia, and of archetypes. These are the blueprints of the human experience, the universal patterns of behavior and imagery that seem to be hardwired into us. Think of these archetypes as the recurring characters in the grand, cosmic play of humanity. There's the hero, always embarking on a journey, facing trials, and returning transformed. We see this in every epic tale, from ancient myths to modern blockbusters. Then there's the mother, the nurturing, the life-giving, the protective force, a presence felt in every culture, in every lullaby. And of course, the shadow, that darker, often unacknowledged part of ourselves, the one we might prefer to keep hidden, but which is nonetheless an integral, potent force. These aren't just stories, they are the fundamental shapes of our emotional and psychological landscape, appearing in our dreams, in our art, in the very way we navigate the world, often without even realizing it. And as we explore these shared depths, we might stumble upon a most curious phenomenon, synchronicity. This is when two or more events, seemingly unrelated, occur in a meaningful coincidence. It's not about cause and effect, like knocking over a domino and watching the next fall. No, synchronicity feels more like a gentle nudge from the universe, a whispered message. It's when you're thinking intensely about an old friend you haven't seen in years, and the phone rings, and it's them. Or when you're wrestling with a particular problem, and you open a book at random, and the passage you land on offers a profound insight, a solution that feels both unexpected and perfectly aligned. It suggests a connection between our inner world, our thoughts and feelings, and the outer world of events, a connection that transcends mere chance. It's as if the universe is winking at us, showing us that there's a deeper order at play, a hidden coherence. This is where myths and symbols truly come alive. They are the ancient, enduring languages of the collective unconscious. These universal narratives, these recurring symbols, the circle, the serpent, the tree of life, they aren't just quaint stories from the past. They are the threads that weave us together, providing a framework for understanding what it means to be human, for grappling with life's great mysteries, and for finding our place within the vast, awe-inspiring cosmos. They are the echoes of our shared journey, resonating through time. It's like we're all part of a colossal, ancient library, a library that exists not in brick and mortar, but in the very consciousness of humanity. Each book within this library isn't filled with dusty facts, but with the living, breathing essence of archetypal stories, with universal wisdom passed down through generations. And when we quiet the noise of our daily lives, when we delve into our dreams, when we tap into our creativity, or when we simply connect with our shared heritage, we can, in a way, open these books. We can access this profound ancestral knowledge, this timeless understanding. And this, dear friends, leads us to a most beautiful and humbling question. If we are all connected through this deep, shared wellspring of the collective unconscious, if these archetypal patterns and universal symbols resonate within each of us, could it be that our individual consciousness, this spark of awareness that feels so uniquely our own, is also in some way a single drop in a much larger, universal ocean of consciousness? A universal consciousness. It's a thought that expands the heart, isn't it? A gentle invitation to consider our interconnectedness, not just with each other, but with everything. And so, as the day gently fades, as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of amethyst and rose, we find ourselves on the precipice of a profound mystery. We surrender, don't we? We surrender to the quiet invitation of sleep, a gateway to altered states, to landscapes unseen. It's a fascinating dance, this nightly descent. We often think of sleep as simply nothingness, a blank canvas between one day and the next. But beneath that quiet surface, a whole universe unfolds within us. Our sleep isn't a monolithic void, it's a carefully orchestrated symphony of cycles. We move through stages, a gentle ebb and flow primarily categorized into NREM and REM sleep. NREM, or non-rapid eye movement sleep, is where we really sink into restoration. It's like our body's diligent repair crew, working away in the quiet hours, mending tissues, solidifying memories, and releasing growth hormones. It's a deep, grounding stillness. Then, there's REM sleep. This is where things get truly interesting, isn't it? Rapid eye movement. Our brains, which had quieted down considerably in NREM, suddenly become surprisingly vibrant, almost as active as when we're awake. Our eyes dart back and forth beneath our closed lids, and this is the stage where most of our vivid, narrative dreams occur. It's a paradoxical state. Our bodies are largely paralyzed, a protective measure so we don't act out our dreams, yet our minds are buzzing with activity. And the dreams themselves? Oh, the dreams. Why do we dream? It's a question that has echoed through millennia, whispered in hushed tones by philosophers and scientists alike. There are so many theories, each offering a sliver of light into this enigmatic realm. Some suggest dreams are our brain's way of consolidating memories, sifting through the day's experiences, deciding what to keep, what to discard, what to weave into the tapestry of our understanding. Others propose that dreams are a vital space for emotional processing, a safe sandbox where we can confront fears, work through anxieties, or even rehearse future scenarios without real-world consequences. Could it be that dreams are a form of unconscious communication, a language spoken by our deeper selves, offering insights we might otherwise miss? Perhaps it's a form of problem-solving, our subconscious mind tirelessly working on challenges while our conscious mind rests. It's like having a team of dedicated researchers working on your toughest puzzles while you're enjoying a peaceful vacation. We don't have all the answers, not yet, but the exploration is endlessly captivating. Think of sleep as a nightly pilgrimage to an inner sanctuary. Our dreams are the mystical landscapes we traverse, the shimmering cities, the whispering forests, the vast, starlit oceans of our inner world. And the different sleep stages? They are the sacred chambers we visit, each offering unique insights and profound rejuvenation. NREM is the deep, quiet meditation room, where the foundations are strengthened. REM is the vibrant gallery, where our creative spirit dances and our emotional truths are illuminated. It's a profound recalibration, isn't it? This nightly surrender allows our consciousness to be renewed, to be reset for the dawn. Without this essential period of altered awareness, our waking lives would likely feel fragmented, exhausted, and less vibrant. And this brings us to a truly curious thought. If dreams can feel so incredibly real, so vivid, so emotionally charged, and if our consciousness shifts so dramatically during sleep, becoming something quite different from our waking state, what does this tell us about the fundamental nature of our perceived reality? If our inner world can conjure such potent experiences, where does the boundary lie between what is real and what is imagined? It's a question that gently nudges at the very edges of our understanding. From the involuntary journey of sleep, a realm where our minds paint their own landscapes, let us now explore the intentional cultivation of inner awareness. We're going to gently pivot from the passive drifting of dreams to the active, yet profoundly peaceful, practice of meditation. Think of it as consciously choosing to explore the inner oceans, rather than being swept along by their currents. And as we begin this exploration, it's fascinating to consider what's happening, not just in our minds, but in our very brains. Science is starting to whisper some beautiful secrets about this ancient practice. When we talk about mindfulness, about focused attention, and present moment awareness, we're not just talking about a nice feeling. We're talking about tangible changes. Studies are showing that regular meditation can actually rewire our brains. It's like gently reshaping the pathways, strengthening the connections associated with calm and clarity, and softening those that tend to amplify stress and anxiety. Imagine your brain as a landscape, and with each mindful breath, you're tending to it, nurturing the areas that bring you peace, and gently encouraging the wilder patches to settle. This isn't just about feeling good in the moment, it's about building a more resilient, more serene inner architecture. And then there's this intriguing concept of brainwave entrainment. It's a bit like tuning a radio, but instead of picking up a music station, we're tuning our brain to specific frequencies. Think about the different states of consciousness we experience. There's the buzzing, active beta waves of our busy day, the alpha waves of relaxed alertness, the theta waves of deep relaxation and creativity, and the delta waves of deep, dreamless sleep. Guided meditations and even things like binaural beats can act as gentle guides, encouraging our brainwaves to synchronize with these calmer, more focused frequencies. It's like a gentle nudge, a subtle invitation for our minds to settle into a state of deep peace and profound focus. It's a beautiful interplay between external sound and our internal electrical symphony. As we consistently invite this quiet attention, something remarkable begins to happen to our perception. The constant chatter of thoughts, the ebb and flow of emotions, the barrage of external stimuli, they start to feel different. Instead of being swept away by every passing cloud of thought, we begin to observe them. Like watching leaves float down a gentle stream, there's a growing space between us and our inner experiences. This doesn't mean we become emotionless, far from it. It means we develop an equanimity, a balanced way of being with whatever arises. It's like learning to stand on the shore, watching the waves come and go, rather than being tossed about in the surf. This cultivated stillness allows us to see things more clearly, with a gentle detachment that fosters profound understanding. And beyond the science, beyond the brainwaves and the shifting perceptions, there's the timeless, spiritual and philosophical heart of meditation. For millennia, across cultures and traditions, it has been a pathway to self-discovery. It's a way of peeling back the layers of who we think we are, to connect with something deeper, something more fundamental. It's a quiet communion with the essence of our being, and perhaps, a connection to something larger than ourselves. This pursuit of inner peace isn't about escaping the world, but about finding a profound, unshakable sanctuary within, a place from which we can engage with life with greater wisdom, compassion, and a radiant inner light. Meditation, in essence, is like tending a garden of the mind. With gentle, consistent attention, we can begin to clear away the weeds of distraction, those persistent thoughts that pull us away from the present. And in their place, we can cultivate the seeds of peace, clarity, and insight. With each mindful moment, we water these seeds, allowing this inner light to bloom, filling our inner landscape with a soft, luminous glow. And this brings us to a truly wondrous question, doesn't it? If conscious intention, through practices like meditation, can so profoundly alter our brain states, can shift our very perception of reality, could it also hold the key to accessing deeper layers of consciousness? Could it even be a subtle force that influences the fabric of our experience, the very reality we navigate? It's a thought that invites us to lean into the mystery, to continue exploring the boundless potential that lies within. Hello there, dear explorers. Welcome back to our quiet cove here on Conscious Frequency. Tonight, we're going to gently unfurl a rather profound idea, one that might just shift the way you perceive the very air around you. We've been talking about frequencies, about vibrations, about the subtle hum of existence. And today we're going to turn our gaze inward, towards the vibrant, often tumultuous, landscape of our emotions. Because you see, emotions are not just fleeting reactions, not just simple responses to what happens to us. Oh no. They are something far more potent, far more energetic. They are, in essence, powerful forces that actively shape our experience, coloring our world in ways we're only just beginning to understand. Think of it this way. Everything at its core is vibration. From the solid ground beneath your feet to the starlight twinkling in the vast expanse, it's all energy dancing at different frequencies. And our emotions, they are no different. Each feeling, whether it's the warmth of joy, the sharp pang of sadness, the quiet hum of contentment, or the fiery spark of anger, possesses its own distinct vibrational signature. They are like unique tunes played on the instrument of our being, and these tunes ripple outwards, influencing our personal energy field, the subtle aura that surrounds us. And not just that. They can also subtly, or not so subtly, influence the environment around us, the energy of a room, the atmosphere of a gathering. It's like dropping a pebble into a still pond. The ripples spread, touching everything. This brings us to the beautiful, and sometimes challenging, concept of emotional intelligence. It's more than just being aware that you're feeling something. It's about understanding the language of your emotions. It's about learning to discern the subtle nuances, to recognize when a feeling is arising and then, with gentle curiosity, to explore its depth. This understanding allows us to manage these powerful forces, to guide them rather than be swept away by them. Because our emotions have a profound impact, don't they? They whisper suggestions to our thoughts, they sway the compass of our decisions, and they deeply influence the delicate dance of our relationships. When we understand our own emotional landscape, we can navigate it with more grace, and in doing so, we can also begin to understand the landscapes of others. And here's where the science gets truly fascinating. There's this incredible, intimate connection between our heart and our brain. It's not a one-way street, mind you. It's a constant dynamic conversation. The brain sends signals to the heart, yes, but the heart, with its own remarkable electromagnetic field, larger than the brain's, sends even more potent signals back to the brain. This field generated by our heart, this energetic pulse, is deeply intertwined with our emotional state. When our heart is open, radiating love or gratitude, its field becomes more coherent, more harmonious. And this coherence doesn't just stay within us. It can actually influence our brain, helping to calm our nervous system, and even, in subtle ways, affect the emotional states of those around us. It's like two tuning forks vibrating in sync. This leads us to the captivating idea of emotional resonance. Have you ever walked into a room and just felt the mood? Perhaps a shared laughter that lifts your spirits, or a palpable tension that makes you want to tiptoe. That's emotional resonance at play. We are, in a very real sense, sensitive to the emotional vibrations of others. We can feel echoes of their joy, their sorrow, their anxieties. This ability to feel with others is the very foundation of empathy. It's what allows us to connect, to understand, to offer comfort. When our emotional states harmonize, it can create a beautiful symphony of unity, a feeling of deep belonging. But when those states clash, when discordant frequencies collide, it can create a sense of unease, a subtle discord that can ripple through our interactions. Imagine, if you will, that our emotions are like colored light waves emanating from us. When we feel a sense of peace, of love, of joy, we might be radiating warm, vibrant hues, golden yellows, soft rose pinks, clear sky blues. These colors are inviting, they uplift. But when we're caught in the grip of fear or anger or despair, those waves might shift, perhaps casting dimmer, cooler tones, muted grays, deep indigos, perhaps even a sharp, piercing crimson. And just as we can sense the warmth of a sunbeam, we can often perceive the colors of others. It creates this incredibly dynamic, ever-shifting spectrum of human interaction, a constant interplay of light and shadow, of warmth and cool. So, if emotions are indeed these subtle vibrations, these energetic frequencies, it opens up a rather wondrous question, doesn't it? If we can learn to cultivate certain emotional states, to intentionally tune our own internal frequency, could we then find ourselves harmonizing with specific cosmic frequencies? Could a state of profound love, for instance, resonate with the very fabric of the universe, creating a deeper, more intimate connection to everything that is? It's a thought that invites us to explore, to experiment, to listen to the quiet hum within. What if, just for a moment, we let go of the familiar solidity of things, the comforting weight of matter, and considered a truly breathtaking possibility? What if the universe, at its deepest, most fundamental level, isn't made of tiny, hard particles, but of something far more ethereal, of information? It's a notion that whispers at the edges of our understanding, a thought that can feel like trying to cup mist in your hands. But this idea, the as-information hypothesis, is gaining traction in the minds of some of our most brilliant thinkers. They propose that what we perceive as matter and energy, the very fabric of our reality, might simply be the as manifestation, the outward expression, of an underlying informational structure. Imagine a vast cosmic code, and everything we see and touch is just a particularly beautiful line of that code, rendered into existence. It's like the difference between the raw binary data on a hard drive and the vibrant, moving images that flicker across your screen. The images are real to us, of course, but their essence, their fundamental nature, is in the data. And this is where things get truly fascinating, especially when we dip our toes into the shimmering waters of quantum information theory. Here, information isn't just a descriptor, it's an active participant. Think about qubits, the quantum equivalent of our everyday bits. Unlike a classical bit that's either a 0 or a 1, a qubit can be both at once, a state of superposition. It's like a coin spinning in the air, neither heads nor tails until it lands. And then there's entanglement. This utterly mind-bending phenomenon where two particles become so deeply connected that they share the same fate, no matter how far apart they are. If you measure the state of one, you instantly know the state of the other, as if they're still holding hands across the vast expanse of space. This isn't just correlation, it's a shared informational state. Information, in the quantum realm, is not passive, it's dynamic, it's fundamental. This leads us to an even more profound concept, the holographic principle. Imagine a hologram, that seemingly three-dimensional image projected from a flat surface. The holographic principle suggests something similar for our universe. It proposes that all the information contained within a volume of space could, in fact, be encoded on its boundary, its surface. Think of it this way: the entire richness of a 3D world, with all its depth and detail, might be stored on a 2D surface, like a cosmic DVD. So, perhaps the reality we experience, the vastness of space, the intricate dance of galaxies, is all an elaborate projection, a holographic display of information etched onto some ultimate, unseen boundary. It's a thought that can make your head spin, like looking into a kaleidoscope and realizing the patterns are all generated by a few simple pieces. And if we take this idea to its most speculative, yet utterly captivating conclusion, we arrive at the notion of the universe as a computer. This isn't just a metaphor, it's a serious line of inquiry. What if the cosmos is, in essence, a colossal computational system? Every particle, every interaction, every unfolding event is a calculation, a processing of information. The universe, in this view, is constantly running, evolving, and generating new realities as it computes. It's like a grand, living program, where the laws of physics are the algorithms, and everything that happens is the output. Imagine, if you will, the universe as a colossal living computer program. Every particle, every star, every thought you've ever had, every whisper of wind, is a piece of data, meticulously processed and displayed on the grand, unfolding screen of reality. It's a program so vast, so intricate, that it contains itself within its own operations. We are not just observers of this program, we are part of its code, lines of executing instruction, generating and experiencing the very reality we inhabit. And this is where our own existence, our consciousness, begins to weave itself into this grand informational tapestry. If the universe is fundamentally informational, and consciousness is, at its heart, a form of information processing, the way our brains interpret, store, and generate information, then could our individual consciousness be a localized, intensely personal expression of a much larger, universal informational field? Are we tiny, self-aware nodes within a cosmic network, each of us a unique perspective on the universal data stream, experiencing the universe from our own special vantage point? It's a question that invites a deep sense of wonder, a feeling that perhaps we are far more connected, far more fundamental, than we ever dared to imagine. So, we've been tracing the luminous threads from the tiniest whispers of energy to the intricate dance of information, and now, my friends, we arrive at a question that hums with a gentle, persistent echo. What is this thing we call rail? It's like asking a fish about water, isn't it? We're so immersed in it, so utterly in it that defining it feels like trying to catch moonlight in a sieve. Our senses, those beautiful imperfect windows to the world, are the first architects of our personal reality. Think about it: the vibrant crimson of a rose, the sharp tang of lemon, the comforting weight of a loved one's hand. These are not universal broadcasts, but individual translations, filtered through the unique circuitry of our minds and the subtle biases that paint our perception. My red might be your deeper, richer scarlet, and the melody that soothes your soul might be a mere whisper to another. It's a deeply personal masterpiece, painted with the brushstrokes of our experiences, our memories, and even the quiet hum of our expectations. And then, there's this fascinating notion, this philosophical whisper, that's grown into a gentle roar, the simulation hypothesis. Imagine, if you will, that our entire existence, this rich tapestry of sensation and thought, is a sophisticated, incredibly detailed simulation, like a dream so vivid, so all-encompassing, that we can't conceive of waking. It's not a scary thought, not necessarily. More like a cosmic riddle, prompting us to wonder about the nature of the programmer, the purpose of the code, and what lies beyond the edges of our perceived universe. Is the universe a grand computer program, and are we its intricate, self-aware subroutines? It's a mind-bending idea, isn't it? But even if we are in a simulation, or simply experiencing our own unique filters, there's this powerful force that binds us together, consensus reality. This is the shared agreement, the collective nod that says, yes, this is what we all perceive, this is what we all understand as real. It's the unspoken contract that allows us to navigate the world, to build bridges, to share stories. Yet, this consensus isn't a rigid monolith. It shifts, it evolves, it can be challenged by new discoveries, by radical perspectives, by the quiet courage of those who see the world a little differently. Think of how our understanding of the cosmos has transformed, from a flat Earth to a spinning globe, from a geocentric universe to an expanding nebula. Consensus reality is a living thing, breathing and adapting, and this brings us, with a soft sigh, to the most profound question of all. What about consciousness itself? For so long we've seen consciousness as the passive observer, the quiet audience to the grand play of reality. But what if it's more? What if consciousness isn't just a receiver, but a co-creator? What if our thoughts, our intentions, our very awareness, are not just reflections of reality, but active participants in its unfolding? Imagine consciousness as the sculptor's hand, shaping the raw clay of potentiality into the tangible forms we experience. It's a notion that imbues our existence with a profound sense of agency, a gentle reminder that we are not merely passengers, but perhaps, in some mysterious way, the navigators of our own perceived universe. Think of reality like a vast, multi-faceted crystal. Each of us perceives a different facet, colored by our unique perspective, our individual journey. When we share our views, when we speak our truths and listen with open hearts, we begin to see the magnificence of the whole crystal, its dazzling complexity, its breathtaking beauty. We see not just our own small shard, but the intricate connections that bind all the facets together. And if reality is so fluid, so personal, so beautifully, sometimes bewilderingly subjective, then what, my friends, is the role of truth? And how do we navigate this ever-shifting, shimmering landscape with wisdom and grace? These are the whispers that will guide our next steps. And so, after we've considered the grand, visible forces, the ones that shape mountains and pull tides, a whisper begins to stir in the quiet corners of our minds. A question, like a tiny seed, planted in the fertile soil of our curiosity beyond the well-defined forces we can measure and name. Are there subtler energies that weave through existence unseen, yet profoundly felt? It's a thought that dances on the edge of our understanding, isn't it? Like the scent of rain before the first drop falls, or the warmth of a smile that lingers long after the person has left the room. We're talking about the invisible threads that seem to connect us all, the quiet hum beneath the symphony of the material world. In many ancient traditions, this idea isn't a fringe theory, but a fundamental truth. Think of the concept of biofields, or what some call auras. These are understood as subtle energy fields that surround living organisms, like a luminous halo, pulsing with the unique vibration of each being. Imagine it as a gentle, shimmering garment, woven from light and intention, that clothes our physical form. It's said to reflect our inner state, our vitality, even our emotional weather. While modern science is still sketching the blueprints for how to truly observe and measure these fields, there's a growing recognition that life itself generates subtle energetic phenomena. And then there are the beautiful, ancient names for this life force. In the East we have a ki, or chi, the vital energy that flows through all things, animating the universe. It's the breath that fills our lungs, the spark that ignites our movements, the very essence of life itself. Practices like acupuncture and qigong are built upon the understanding that when this qi flows smoothly, health and well-being flourish. Similarly, in India, we find prana, the cosmic breath, the vital energy that sustains all life. It's believed to be absorbed through breathing, eating, and even through the skin, and it's the fuel for our physical and spiritual journeys. When prana is balanced, we feel vibrant, clear, and alive. Now, in our modern, technologically saturated world, we're becoming increasingly aware of another kind of subtle energy, of our electromagnetic fields. These are all around us, generated by our phones, our Wi-Fi, our power lines. And for some, there's a growing sensitivity to these fields, a feeling of unease or discomfort that seems to ripple through their bodies. It's like being in a room where the lights are just a little too bright, a little too harsh, and it leaves you feeling drained. This awareness, this potential for human response to environmental EM fields, is an area of ongoing scientific inquiry, a gentle probing into the unseen influences that shape our daily lives. And this brings us to the most intriguing frontier, the scientific search for these subtle energies in relation to consciousness and intention. While mainstream science often requires rigorous, repeatable experiments, there's a growing body of anecdotal evidence and fringe research that hints at something more. Think of studies exploring the effects of focused intention on biological systems, or experiments that suggest consciousness itself may possess energetic qualities. It's like trying to catch moonlight in your hands, elusive, beautiful, and hinting at a deeper reality. Let's pause for a moment and imagine this. Think of subtle energies as the invisible currents flowing beneath the surface of a calm lake. While unseen, they influence the movement of water, the life within, and the overall harmony of the ecosystem. You see the ripples on the surface, the fish darting, the reeds swaying, but beneath it all, these currents are silently at work, shaping everything. If these subtle energies truly exist, if they are the unseen currents, then could they be the bridge, connecting the physical universe with the realm of consciousness and intention? Could they be the silent language through which our thoughts and feelings ripple outwards, influencing not just ourselves, but the world around us? It's a thought that invites a gentle unfolding, a quiet contemplation of the profound interconnectedness that might lie at the heart of all existence. A mystery waiting patiently for us to listen. And so, we've journeyed from the ceaseless, silent waltz of subatomic particles, a dance unseen, unfelt, yet utterly foundational, to the intricate symphonies playing out within the very architecture of our own minds. And as these echoes of connection reverberate, a singular, breathtaking theme begins to emerge, doesn't it? A whisper that grows into a song that sings of profound, inescapable interconnectedness. Think for a moment about the delicate tapestry of life right here on our blue marble. It's not just a collection of separate beings, is it? It's a vast, breathing ecosystem, a web so intricately woven that pulling a single thread can send ripples, sometimes subtle, sometimes seismic, through the entire design. The smallest microbe in the soil, the tallest redwood reaching for the sun, the soaring eagle on the wind, each plays its part, each is essential to the health and vitality of the whole. The soil needs the decomposers, the trees need the pollinators, the predators keep the prey populations in balance. It's a constant, silent exchange, a giving and receiving that sustains this miracle we call Earth. It's a beautiful, humbling reminder that no one is an island. And this interconnectedness, it stretches far beyond our planet, doesn't it? Look up at the night sky, and you're looking into the heart of ancient stories. The very atoms that make up your bones, your blood, the spark of your consciousness, they were forged in the fiery crucibles of stars that exploded eons ago. We are, quite literally, stardust. The gravity that holds us to this spinning planet is the same force that orchestrates the majestic ballad of galaxies, the grand, slow pirouettes across the cosmic stage. And the light that reaches our eyes from distant nebulae, from the birthplaces of stars, it's a messenger, isn't it? A silent, luminous connection, bridging impossible distances, allowing us to witness events that happened millions, even billions of years ago. We are connected to the entire history of the cosmos. Then, we zoom in even further, to the realm of the quantum. Remember our conversations about entanglement, that peculiar, almost magical phenomenon where two particles, once linked, remain connected no matter how far apart they are. It's as if they share a secret language, a silent understanding that transcends space and time. And this isn't just a curious anomaly for tiny particles. Many physicists and philosophers are beginning to ponder if this might be a fundamental truth of reality itself. That at the deepest, most irreducible level, all things might be inextricably linked, a single unified field of existence vibrating with a shared essence. And if this is true, if we are all so deeply, fundamentally connected, then what about this persistent feeling of separation? This sense of being a distinct, isolated self and I, separate from them, and it's a powerful illusion, isn't it? Our ego, our individual perspective, it's a masterful storyteller, weaving narratives of self-reliance and distinctness. But perhaps this illusion, while useful for navigating our daily lives, obscures a deeper truth. Recognizing our interconnectedness, truly feeling it in our bones, can dissolve these walls of separation. It can open our hearts to a profound sense of compassion, a gentle understanding that the joy and suffering of another are, in a very real way, our own. It fosters a deeper empathy, a realization that harming another is, in essence, harming ourselves. Imagine, if you will, the universe as a single vast living organism. Each star, each planet, each tiny blade of grass, each beating heart, they are all cells within this magnificent cosmic body. And just like the cells in our own bodies, they are in constant communication, influencing and responding to each other in a continuous, harmonious, and utterly breathtaking flow. A silent, energetic exchange, a grand, unified pulse. And if we are indeed all part of this grand, cosmic organism, this single, breathing entity, then what? What does this profound interconnectedness ask of us? What is our responsibility to this vast, miraculous whole? And how can we, as conscious beings, consciously choose to contribute to its well-being, to its flourishing, to its ongoing, beautiful dance? The universe, you see, is not a finished sculpture, a static monument to what is. No, it's more like a river, constantly flowing, constantly becoming. It's a dynamic process of unfolding creation, a perpetual dance of becoming. And within this grand unfolding, we find this remarkable principle called a emergency. Think of it like baking a cake. You have flour, sugar, eggs, butter, individual ingredients, each with its own properties. But when you combine them, when you apply heat and time, something entirely new arises: a cake. The sweetness, the texture, the very essence of cakeness wasn't present in the flour alone or the sugar alone. It emerged from their interaction, their coming together in a specific way. Consciousness itself, that shimmering, subjective experience of being, is often seen as an emergent property of the intricate dance of neurons in our brains. It's a profound mystery, this idea that more can arise from less, that complexity births entirely novel qualities, and if we cast our gaze outward beyond our own minds, the evidence of this boundless creativity is everywhere. Look at the sheer, dizzying diversity of life on this planet, from the microscopic ballad of bacteria to the silent, majestic flight of an eagle. Each form is a unique expression, a testament to nature's tireless imagination. Consider the intricate filigree of a snowflake, or the colossal, swirling nebulae painting the night sky. The slow, deliberate sculpting of mountains by wind and water, the fiery artistry of volcanoes. These aren't just geological events, they are expressions of a deep, inherent creative impulse. It's as if the universe itself is an artist, forever experimenting with new forms, new colors, new textures. And then there's us, this innate human drive to create, to innovate, to express. It's woven into the very fabric of our being, isn't it? From the child drawing on a napkin to the scientist unraveling the secrets of the atom, from the musician weaving melodies that stir our souls to the baker crafting a perfect loaf of bread, we are all participants in this grand creative endeavor. It's the urge to leave our mark, to translate the whispers of our inner world into something tangible, something shared. It's the spark that ignites invention, the courage that fuels exploration, the love that inspires connection. We are, in essence, creators. So, when we look at the cosmos, perhaps we can begin to see it not just as a finished product, a grand, silent theater where life plays out, but rather as an ongoing act of creation, a universe that is not merely existing, but actively becoming. And in this grand cosmic becoming, perhaps consciousness, our own awareness, plays a more active role than we typically imagine. It's like the universe is an infinite artist, constantly experimenting with new forms, new colors, new expressions. And we as conscious beings are both the paint and the brush, participating in this grand, ever-evolving masterpiece. We're not just observers, we are co-creators. This idea, that creation is an ongoing process, a continuous stream of becoming, begs a rather profound question, doesn't it? If the universe is perpetually creating, and if we are participants in that creation, what does this mean for our own potential? What does it mean for our ability to manifest, to co-create our own reality, to shape the unfolding story of our lives? It's a thought that opens up a universe of possibilities, a gentle invitation to explore the power that lies within our own conscious awareness. And so, we've journeyed through the subtle currents of energy, the hum of the universe, and the quiet whispers of intuition. But what if I told you that the cosmos speaks in a language far older, far richer than mere words? Beyond the spoken tongue, beyond the written script, the universe communicates through a breathtaking tapestry of symbols. Think about it. We humans, we love our symbols, don't we? A red octagon tells us to stop, a heart shape speaks of love, a national flag carries the weight of a people. But these are just the surface ripples. Dive deeper, and you'll find universal symbols, archetypes that echo across continents and millennia, carrying profound, often unspoken meanings. Consider the circle, its wholeness, eternity, the sun, the moon, the cycle of life. It's present in the mandala drawn by a monk, the wheel of a chariot, the Ouroboros devouring its own tail. Or the Das spiral, a journey outward and inward, the unfurling of a fern, the swirl of a galaxy, the very path of evolution, and the F-cross, a symbol of union, of balance, of the four directions of sacrifice and transcendence, appearing in ancient stone carvings and celestial arrangements long before any single religion claimed it. These aren't mere shapes, they're cosmic blueprints, etched into the collective human psyche. Then there's the fascinating realm of numerology and sacred geometry. Could the numbers themselves hold a secret code? The perfect proportions of a seashell, the hexagonal symmetry of a snowflake, the golden ratio appearing in the petals of a flower, and the structure of our very DNA. It's as if the universe, in its infinite creativity, has a favorite set of building blocks, a mathematical poetry that underpins all of existence. These patterns aren't random, they feel like intentional whispers, a foundational language that speaks of order, harmony, and interconnectedness. And what about the grand celestial theater above us? For millennia, ancient cultures gazed at the stars, not just as distant lights, but as symbolic messages. The dance of the planets, the phases of the moon, the constellations tracing mythical figures across the night sky, these were interpreted as divine pronouncements, guiding principles, and reflections of earthly events. While we approach this with a modern, analytical mind, it's impossible to deny the deep, resonant, symbolic power that celestial patterns have held for humanity. A cosmic calendar written in starlight. Perhaps the most direct access we have to this symbolic language is through our own inner worlds, through dreams and art. When we sleep, the rational mind takes a back seat, and the subconscious, the deep wellspring of our being, begins to speak in images, metaphors, and sensations. A dream of flying might not be about aviation. It could be about freedom, about transcending limitations. A painting, a piece of music, a poem, these can bypass our analytical filters and touch us directly, resonating with a truth that words alone can't quite capture. They are as direct transmissions from the symbolic realm, bypassing the intellect and speaking straight to the soul. You see, symbols are like keys. They are the universal alphabet that the universe uses to whisper its secrets to us. If we learn to read them, they unlock deeper layers of understanding, allowing us to perceive the subtle connections and profound meanings woven into the fabric of reality. They're not just decorations, they are the very grammar of existence. If symbols hold such profound meaning, if they are indeed the language of the cosmos, could understanding them help us decipher the deeper intentions or patterns within the cosmic design? Could learning this symbolic tongue allow us to hear the universe more clearly, to understand its grand narrative, its underlying purpose, its very heart? It's a question that invites us to listen, to observe, and to open ourselves to the quiet, symbolic wisdom that surrounds us always. And so, from the grand cosmic dance, from the swirling nebulae and the silent ballad of galaxies, let us gently bring our focus inward, to the fundamental principle that animates it all, the invisible thread that weaves through every atom, every star, every thought. Energy. It's a concept we hear so often, isn't it? Energy. But what is it truly? At its most profound, at its most foundational, there's this remarkable law, this conservation of energy. It whispers to us that energy can never be created, nor can it be destroyed. It's like trying to conjure a new shade of blue out of nothing, or trying to erase a color entirely. You can't. You can only transform it. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, is a kind of magnificent, closed system of energy exchange. It's always moving, always shifting, always becoming something new, but the total amount, the very essence of it, remains. Think of it as a cosmic pot of soup, perpetually simmering, ingredients changing, flavors blending, but the heat, the underlying substance, is always there. And oh, the forms this energy takes! It's a kaleidoscope of being. There's the energy of motion, kinetic energy, the joyous rush of a bird in flight, the silent glide of a river. Then there's potential energy, the coiled spring of possibility, the apple hanging heavy on the branch, holding its promise of descent. We feel thermal energy, in the gentle warmth of the sun on our skin, or the cozy embrace of a fire on a cool evening. Chemical energy is hidden within the bonds of molecules, the very fuel that powers our bodies, the spark that ignites a candle. And then there's electromagnetic energy, the silent language of light and radio waves, carrying information across vast distances, painting our world with color. And deep within the heart of atoms, a fierce, potent nuclear energy lies waiting. These aren't separate entities, you see. They are all facets of the same fundamental force, constantly dancing, transforming one into another. The light from a distant star, traveling for eons, eventually warms our planet, becoming thermal energy. The food we eat, rich with chemical energy, is transformed into the kinetic energy of our steps, the electrical signals of our thoughts. Now, here's where things get truly fascinating, where the edges of our understanding begin to shimmer. What if consciousness itself is a form of energy? Or perhaps an emergent property, a beautiful bloom that arises from the intricate interactions of all this energy? It's a speculative thought, a whisper on the wind, but consider it. Our thoughts, our feelings, our awareness, they seem to have a presence, an influence. Could they be subtle energetic vibrations, resonating with the universe around us? It's like trying to measure the scent of a flower. You can't hold it in your hand, but you know it's there, a palpable essence. And this energy, this life-giving current, it flows. It flows through all living systems with an exquisite grace. From the microscopic dance within our cells, where chemical energy is meticulously converted to power every function, to the grander energetic exchange within ecosystems. The sun's energy captured by plants, passed to herbivores, then to carnivores, then returned to the earth through decomposition. It's a continuous, vibrant circulation, a breath that sustains all life. The universe truly is like an endless, flowing river of energy. It constantly changes form, from the incandescent light of distant stars to the gentle warmth radiating from our own bodies, but its total essence remains, eternally transforming, perpetually becoming. It's a constant, beautiful metamorphosis. And if energy is this fundamental, this pervasive, and if consciousness is somehow interwoven with it, then a delightful question arises: could we, with intention, with awareness, learn to consciously direct or influence this flow? Could we tap into this river of life force, not just to sustain ourselves, but to cultivate greater well-being, deeper understanding, and perhaps a more harmonious connection with the grand, energetic tapestry of existence? It's a thought that lingers, a gentle invitation to explore the currents within and without. Beneath all the dazzling fireworks of the visible universe, beneath the swirling nebulae and the silent dance of galaxies, there's a subtle vibration, a constant, gentle hum of the cosmos. It's a sound that, if we could truly attune our senses, might whisper secrets of existence itself. And in this chapter, we're going to lean in, just a little, and try to hear it. We're going to explore this cosmic hum. Let's start with something quite close to home, yet profoundly vast: the Schumann resonance. It's often described as the Earth's natural electromagnetic heartbeat. Imagine our planet, not just as a solid sphere, but as a giant, resonant cavity. Lightning strikes, acting like cosmic tuning forks, excite the space between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere, setting up a series of standing waves, specific frequencies that resonate. These are the Schumann resonances, and they're not just some abstract scientific curiosity. They're a constant, subtle presence, a low-frequency thrumming that permeates our world, day in and day out. Some researchers even ponder if these frequencies, this planetary pulse, might have a subtle influence on our own biological rhythms, on our moods, perhaps even on the very fabric of our consciousness. It's like the Earth is breathing, and we're breathing with it, perhaps unconsciously synchronized. Then we turn our gaze outwards to the echoes of creation itself. We've touched upon those cosmic microwave background radiation before, haven't we? That faint, ancient glow that bathes the entire universe. It's the universe's first whisper, the energetic imprint of the Big Bang, still rippling through space, time after billions of years. It's a subtle, pervasive energy, a reminder that everything we see, everything we are, is woven from the same primordial stardust, still carrying the faint, energetic signature of its birth. It's like finding an ancient, faded photograph of your great-great-great-grandparents, still holding a whisper of their presence. And this idea of celestial vibrations isn't entirely new. The ancient Greeks spoke of this music of the spheres. They imagined that the planets, as they moved in their orbits, created a beautiful, harmonious celestial music. While we now understand the physics of space differently, the philosophical resonance of that idea lingers. What if celestial bodies in their grand cosmic ballet do emit something akin to vibrations, not necessarily audible sound, but energetic frequencies that interact and create a kind of universal harmony? Modern interpretations sometimes explore how gravitational waves, or the subtle electromagnetic fields of stars and planets, might contribute to a grand, unseen symphony. And then, there's the very essence of the matter itself. Everything, absolutely everything, is in motion. Atoms are not static little balls, they're buzzing, vibrating entities. Electrons orbit nuclei, and even the nuclei themselves are a hive of energetic activity. Each element, each molecule, has its own unique vibrational signature. So, when you look at a star, or a tree, or even your own hand, you're not just seeing solid form. You're witnessing a complex, intricate dance of vibrating particles, each contributing its own tiny note to the grand, cosmic symphony. It's a universe alive with a subtle, energetic song. Imagine, if you will, that the universe is a vast, ancient bell, constantly ringing with a deep, resonant tone. That a Schumann resonance is like the Earth's own unique chord within that grand symphony, a specific frequency that our planet rings with. And all the matter within it, from the smallest dust mote to the largest star, adds its own subtle, distinct note, creating an impossibly complex and beautiful cosmic harmony. And this brings us to a truly tantalizing question, doesn't it? If the universe is constantly humming, if it's filled with these pervasive, subtle vibrations, could tuning into these frequencies allow us to achieve a deeper state of resonance? A resonance not just with the cosmos around us, but with the deepest, most authentic parts of ourselves. Could understanding, and perhaps even aligning with these cosmic hums, unlock new pathways to understanding, to peace, to a more profound connection with all that is? It's a thought that truly makes you pause and listen, doesn't it? To listen for that quiet, persistent song of existence. Our journey across the timeless sea has revealed a profound truth, hasn't it? A truth whispered on the currents, reflected in the shimmering surface of endless possibility. The light we've been seeking, that radiant beacon guiding us through the vast unknown, it's not out there, waiting to be discovered. It's within us. Think of it like this: the universe, this magnificent, sprawling tapestry of stars and galaxies, of nebulae blooming like cosmic flowers, it's the macrocosm. And we, each unique, intricate human being, are the microcosm. And in the deepest philosophical currents, it's understood that the microcosm holds the essence of the macrocosm. It's as if the universe, in its infinite wisdom, decided to fold a little piece of itself into each of us, a tiny, perfect reflection. The same stardust that dances in distant nebulae, the same fundamental forces that shape entire solar systems, they are also the very building blocks of our own being, the silent hum beneath our skin. This brings us to the concept of our inner light. It's this innate, pure consciousness, a gentle, unwavering awareness that exists before thought, before emotion, before the very concept of self. It's the quiet observer, the unblinking eye that witnesses the play of existence. Imagine it as a tiny, perfect flame, burning steadily in the deepest chamber of your heart, or perhaps, more accurately, in the very core of your awareness. It's the source of your being, the wellspring from which all your experiences flow. It's not something you create, it's something you remember. It's always been there, a silent, luminous presence, waiting to be acknowledged. And how do we connect with this luminous presence? How do we coax that inner flame to burn brighter, to cast its gentle glow upon our lives? This is where practices like meditation, mindfulness, and deep self-reflection become our gentle guides. When we quiet the incessant chatter of the mind, when we let the storms of thought and emotion settle like dust, we begin to hear the subtle whispers of this inner light. Meditation is like clearing the fog from a window, allowing us to see the radiant landscape that's always been just beyond the haze. Mindfulness is about bringing our attention, with a soft curiosity, to the present moment, noticing the subtle play of light and shadow within and around us. Self-reflection is the quiet act of turning inward, not with judgment, but with a gentle, loving gaze, to understand the currents of our own being. These practices don't create the light, they help us to cultivate harmony with it, to allow it to shine through more clearly. It's in these moments of quiet communion that we begin to realize that the vastness and mystery of the universe are not out there, separate from us, but are also mirrored within our own consciousness. The timeless sea, that boundless expanse we've been exploring, it's not just an external reality, it's also the ocean of our own awareness. The same infinite potential, the same deep mysteries, the same profound peace that we sense in the cosmos, it exists within us, as us. The universe is not just around us, it's also within us. You are not just a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. That profound realization can feel like a gentle unfolding, a soft awakening. The light that illuminates the cosmos, that paints the dawn and sets the stars alight, also shines brightly within your own being. It's a boundless source of wisdom, a deep wellspring of peace, a quiet knowing that transcends the ordinary. It's the essence of your true self, radiant and eternal. As this particular chapter of our exploration gently concludes, what new questions begin to stir within you? What gentle invitations does this newly recognized inner light offer for your continued journey? Perhaps it's an invitation to simply be with that light, to allow its warmth to seep into the corners of your being. Perhaps it's an invitation to trust its quiet guidance, to follow its luminous path wherever it may lead. The exploration never truly ends, does it? It simply deepens, becoming more intimate, more radiant, as we turn our gaze ever more lovingly inward. And so, dear voyagers, we find ourselves arriving at the quiet harbor after a long and beautiful voyage. We've sailed across this vast, timeless sea, from the very first whisper of light that sparked existence, all the way down into the profound, silent depths of our own inner consciousness. We've stood in awe, watching the delicate dance of particles, listening to the grand symphony of the stars, and tracing the intricate, living tapestry that is life itself. We've gently pondered the elusive nature of time, the shimmering veil of reality, and that invisible thread of interconnectedness that quietly, surely, binds us all together. As the soft, golden light spills over this timeless expanse, it's a gentle reminder, isn't it? The universe isn't just a collection of distant objects, but a living, breathing expression of something so profoundly beautiful, so utterly mysterious. And within each of us, a tiny, perfect reflection of this cosmic wonder resides. It's that spark of awareness, that capacity for deep, soul-stirring connection, and that unending, beautiful potential for growth. Just take your time with that thought for a moment. The journey outward, the exploration of the stars, is always a journey inward, back to ourselves. And as you carry this gentle, radiant light forward with you, I invite you to share your own reflections. What particular chapter of our journey today resonated most deeply within your heart? What new insights, like delicate wildflowers, have bloomed in your inner landscape? Please, let us continue this beautiful exploration together, down in the comments below. Your thoughts are such a precious, vital part of our collective journey, a constellation of shared understanding. Now, as this soft, luminous light begins its gentle fade, allow your breath to deepen. Feel this calm, steady rhythm of the universe, both within you and all around you. Surrender, just for this moment, to the profound peace that this instant holds. May you drift into a restorative sleep, a slumber filled with wonder, curiosity, and absolute tranquility. Sweet dreams, dear voyager.